Black leather glove, no see-through. Buckles on the jacket, it's elite shit. Nike crossbody, got a piece in. Gotta dance, but it's really on some street shit. I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide. Left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way, we bout to slide. Can't let this one slide. Don't you wanna dance with me? No, I could dance like Michael Jackson. I could get you the passion. It's a thriller in the track. Where we from? Baby, don't you wanna dance with me? No, I could dance like Michael Jackson. I could give you satisfaction. And you know we out here every day with it. I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide. Left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we bout to slide. Can't let this one slide. 2,000 shorties wanna tie the knot. 200 shooters on my brother's block. Pedal off the roads like I love it not. I don't know what's wrong with me, I can't stop. Won't stop, never stop. Got so many ops, I be mistaken ops for other ops. Got so many people that I love out of trouble spot. Other than the family, I gotta see the you and me. That's just how I think it's either you and me. This life got too deep for you, baby. 2 or 3 of us about to creep with it, staying. Black leather glove, no see-through. Buckles on the jacket, it's elite shit. Nike crossbody, got a piece in. Gotta dance, but it's really on some street shit. I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide. Left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we bout to slide. Can't let this one slide.
Ain't taking off no runway, and the preacher daughter naked on the Sunday. The police used to chase us on the one way. You gotta spread it out right now like a lunch tray. I like that Billie Holiday, don't care what none say. On that Deuce, on that Deuce, Caliente. Ain't no rehabilitation, just a replay. Make that ass shuffle, call me Cupid, I'm the DJ. With the sway, 2 times to the left, lean rock with it, rock, then bring it back up, then 2 6 slide. Grab your feet and wipe it off, snap it like your Fable. Let the show
slide. Buckles on the jacket, it's elite shit. Nike crossbody, got a piece in. Gotta dance, but it's really on some street shit. I'ma show you how. It's a right foot up, left foot slide. Left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we bout to slide. Can't let this one slide. Don't you wanna dance with me? No, I could dance like Michael Jackson. I could give you the passion. It's a thriller in the track. Where we from? Baby, don't you wanna dance with me? No, I could dance like Michael Jackson. I could give you satisfaction. And you know we out here every day with it. I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide. Left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we bout to slide. Right foot, snapping like you Fable. Left foot, snapping like you Fable. Right foot, snapping like you Fable. Left foot, snapping like you Fable.
Hey, yo, I would like to welcome everyone to the Stay Vintage Tune Industry Show. My name is DJ Rip, and I would like to welcome DJ Wiz and Sister Cypher.
Hey, yo, what's up, what's up, what's up? It is so good to be here. Gentlemen, what's poppin', DJ Wiz?
What's going on, ladies and germs? What's going on? What up, Cypher? What up, Rip? How y'all doing?
Yo, real good. I'm loving that video you guys put together. For all those that don't know, I am on the line with DJ Rip and DJ Wiz, who comprise of the remix producer kings, I'm gonna say, that put together that dope track called Tootsie Slide. It's a Tootsie Slide remix with Drake featuring Fabo. And that video was dope. And I'm super proud because I did film some of that. All the club footage is me. Hey.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Appreciate that. Appreciate you on the scene.
It's cool to have some visuals to that track, especially since we can't watch people in the club jamming to it. You know what I mean?
Not technically, but
yeah, absolutely. It's a dope.
You know Atlanta.
Yeah, it's a dope team effort. It's a dope video. Salute Wiz. Salute all of y'all. Syph on the edits and on the footage, and salute Drake. Salute Fabo for doing his thing. And I think the visual with the audio, it just keeps making it a hit record. This record ain't going away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Do you guys know any of the numbers right now for that record and the different places it's playing? Because I know it just keeps growing.
Yeah, it's just growing.
Yeah,
y'all so humble. All right.
I mean, really, it is. You know.
I mean,
well, listen, I'm super excited because today is basically an Atlanta legend show. I'm looking at so many people right now that I love and ain't seen in forever. Hey, but before I start, letting people know who our guests are, I'm going to let Rip go ahead and do the introductions.
So, just like Syph said, we got an incredible show tonight. This show is dedicated to the true Atlanta foundation, the Atlanta sound. Atlanta's been running the music business for so long, but we wanted to, go back and bring the legends, the gentlemen who provided us with that sound and made ATL what it is today. So we had to go back and get the foundation, the founding fathers of Atlanta's hip hop sound. So let's get started with one legendary group. This group was one of the groups to finally break through radio in Atlanta, right? One of the groups that their records played on radio in Atlanta. And, this group is dear to Vintage Tunes hearts, and you'll understand why. And they came out with a dope record called On the 1-5 Tip. So without further ado, let's welcome to the State Vintage Tune Industry Show, the 1-5 Posse.
Coming your way like nuclear bombs. We're here to stay with grooves and beats that's up to par.
So I want to welcome the 1-5 Posse to the State Vintage Tune Industry Show. How you doing?
What's up, my man?
So let's start this the right way. So
what's up?
1-5 Posse was comprised of Buck P, Kid Wizard, and KX, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So you had a hit record called On the 1-5 Tip. So we got KX. I want to welcome KX to the show. I would like to welcome Buck P, now known as Ice Buck, to the show.
There you go. What's up, baby?
And I would like to welcome Kid Wizard, aka DJ Wiz, to the show.
DJ Wiz.
Hey, you already know, man. It's Kid Wizard was, Wiz is.
So these three gentlemen are the 1-5 Posse. So now, KX, Buck P, Ice Buck, how y'all doing? How's things? How's life?
Life is great. Beautiful. Life, man. So it's a blessing that I'm still here, being able to speak with y'all and exert all my information that I have going on today. And I don't have no complaints about nothing. If I had to do it all again, I'd do everything the same way. So, hey, man, peace and love with me. Everything is great with me, man.
On what Buck said, man, I just been chilling, man. You see, I'm sitting down here in the office, man. Y'all know what I'm doing, man. I done launched my little record label, man. I got my TV network launching off next week. So, ready to put y'all on the air whenever y'all ready, man. Let's go do that.
That's what's up, man. So how y'all families, man? How everybody been doing during these times, man? Prayers and blessings to, anyone that y'all had affected by it or may have been lost by it, you know what I'm saying? But how everybody holding up, man?
It's good on my end, man. As good as it can be. You can't be, it's a pandemic out here. You can't you can't be alive today and not nobody ain't got affected. I don't have about 3 or 4, maybe 4, 5, 6 people we know done passed away, man, from that COVID, man. So we take it real as a heart attack around here. You might catch me walking around outside like I'm finna go to Mars in a hazmat suit. You know, I ain't playing with it. You know what I'm saying?
You already know. You already know. Buck P, how y'all doing, man?
Hey, we doing great, man. You know, my boys are still, you know, I got 3 boys in high school football out here in Henry County, and they practicing and doing online schooling. So and I'm monitoring that, and of course taking care of the label, the Ice Buck production label. And I had a couple of friends affected by it, but they didn't pass away, so that was a blessing. So
right, peace and blessings to him, man. Go ahead, Rick.
So gentlemen, you know, this show is dedicated to the ATL legends, right? So we want to get into just a little bit, you know, we just want a little bit of the quick story. So whoever would like to chime in, you're more than welcome. But we want to learn just a little bit about 1-5 Posse. Talk to me about, you know, your history as an artist and your legacy, you know, being one of the first to come out of Atlanta. Talk to us.
Okay, I tell you what, I'm gonna start off, and then I'll let KX piggyback on what I gotta say. First of all, I'm from Gary, Indiana. I played professional baseball in the minors for the Pittsburgh Pirates. I also played for the Detroit Tigers. Once I got cut, I came to Atlanta in 1988. Once I came to Atlanta in 1988, I had finished school doing communications in Mississippi. So the Rock the Bells video by LL Cool J, I kind of did a little something on that video way back in the day when I was in college doing editing class. So I got into the hip hop game. And then when I moved to Atlanta after the baseball thing, I met KX, and I had a bunch of rhymes, a whole bunch of by dealing with the LL stuff back in the day or whatever. I had a bunch of rhymes. I came to Atlanta, so I was in communication, so I came into the hip hop game. So I started being a rapper. I met KX at he was working at a security at some big office building downtown, and I was taking my ex-wife there for an interview, and I started talking about music. He started talking about music. He said, I got a homeboy from Gary, Indiana down here in Atlanta, man, and he's a DJ and whoop-de-whoop. I said, what's his name? He said his name was Baron Todd McClendon. So what I did was I told KX I know him from basketball back in the hood when we was growing up in Gary, Indiana. We linked up. I started rapping. Baron was the DJ, and we used to throw these parties in Stone Mountain, and everybody used to come and say, man, y'all need to, what y'all doing is y'all ain't got no record, because we was freestyling and I was writing songs and he was mixing. So we said, well, since we got all these people coming to all these parties, we might as well make a real record. So once we made a real record, I went back to College Park where I was, and I'm on my way to buy a gold chain. So I'm going to get the big dookie rope like shit. I'm a rapper now, goddamn. I need to look like a rapper. So I goes to this store out off Old National in College Park, and I meet this little dude about 12 years old, man. He said his name was DJ Wiz. So me and DJ Wiz introduced ourselves. He was in there buying a chain. He had a couple of dancers with him, I think. And I was buying the chain. In fact, I still got the chain. He took me to his crib. I watched him do some mixing. He had to be at least 12 years old. I mean, this was the baddest cutting young man I ever seen in my life. So I went back to rehearsal with 1-5 Posse and told him, man, look, in order for us to get this thing off the road the right way, we need a hell of a DJ, and I got the DJ. So I brought a tape that me and Wiz did at Ricky Walker's house. Do y'all know who Ricky is?
Facts.
They got to know who Ricky Walker. He's the first
founder of the Fresh Festival.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and the Universal Soul Circus.
Universal Soul Circus, fact.
See, we that's why you can call us a legend, because we going all the way back to the beginning. There was no music on the radio back when we started. Well, it was, but it was
no rap.
It was no rap.
I think Shadi may have been the only one. Shadi may have been the only one.
Yeah. So to make a long story short, once I got Wiz to the 1-5 Posse practice, it was a rap. My manager, my DJ then became the manager, and then Wiz became the producer and the DJ. And from that point on, we started making songs that people was just, you know, we started our own label. We were distributing our music, selling our music like Too Short and everybody else out the trunk. We distributed our music. We paid for, we basically paid for everything that we needed because we were a company, a production company, a promotional company. We was basically covering all the bases that people call independent right now. So after we did that, they only had rap music on from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock on V103, and it was the Fresh Party. So what we did after that was we made a song called The Fresh Party. And then when I sent that song to V103, they played that record like in rotation right away, and they played that record right when the show got ready to come on for the next 4-5 years, didn't they? So that's how 1-5 Posse got started. So then after that, we became 1-5 Posse. You know what I'm saying? And 1-5 Posse came from the cigarette rolling papers back in the day. We used to smoke weed out of we wasn't smoking blunts. We were smoking them white boys. So we were rolling 1.5s.
1.5, zigzag, all that.
So we made our album cover was the 1-5 Posse cover. We had our pictures on the back, but the front of it was just like the rolling papers. So it's like if you bought the rolling papers, you bought the 1-5 Posse. You feel me? So that's how we got started in the game from day one. And when I came, the only rapper I heard on the radio station from Atlanta was Shadi and Raheem. If anybody, I didn't know him, but that's all I heard until the 1-5 started coming in. So that's when the ball started rolling for us. You know what I'm saying? And
like with me, I went to school with all them cats like MC Shadi and Darren Fears, and so it was easy. That's how I come. It was like so easy for us to get on the radio. And he was like, I ain't know you was part of them cats. I told him, hey man, I'm that dude that's often heard but seldom seen. You know what I'm saying? So I always love being in the background with it. And that's how I am now. You know, basically, I can't remember them years. Did y'all take that for what it's worth?
You was pretty. I can't front. You was pretty foobarred. You know what I'm saying? You was pretty inebriated, but still functioned at the same time, some kind of way. But it was crazy, man. I mean, the shows. You know, I know y'all got some kind of. I know y'all got some ill stories on some of the shows with some of these guys, man. Shy, Raheem, everybody got some in form or fashion with Kilo over in Russia, China, wherever. You know what I'm saying? But what's some of the memories, man, y'all remember back in Atlanta, the true Atlanta, who we got on here, that y'all remember, man, you know, with the crew?
Man, rocking club sensations, man. I remember we used to be downtown passing out flyers, like the old school, back when 5 points were hitting, you know. Shit, man, just going to shows wherever you could do a show. You know, that's back in the day when you had cassette tape, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, they used to bring
Sharon Showcase was the Apollo of the South, the Apollo of Atlanta, though.
We got ran out of plenty of time.
Everybody on here done been through Sharon Showcase. You know what I'm saying?
I got a story about in the Sharon Showcase, man, because you know everybody rocked that there, man. From every show came to town. 1-5 Posse was on pretty much most of all these shows because the way we worked and the way we handled business was we were street promoters also. So whenever a show came to town, we would contact the promoters. Once we got in contact with the promoters, since we were locally independent, we want to get on the show. I don't care if I didn't open up for LL, Run DMC, Milli Vanilli, MC Hammer. Everybody who came through the Army, 1-5 Posse was the opening act. And this is how it happened. Since we were the street promotional guys also, even though we were rappers and producers, we would do a deal with the promoters that if we color Atlanta with the posters and the flyers, all the clubs, all the strip clubs, all of the malls, the MARTA bus stop, everywhere, that was our work in to be blessed to go on that stage in front of those major artists. So that's really how 1-5 Posse blowed up also. We were back then manipulating in a positive way on how we can get on these shows, even if someone didn't know who we were. How you gonna get on the show with Run DMC? I was on the show with Run DMC. I was the security for Run DMC. Everybody who came through Atlanta, and that's the reason how we got on the show, even if we wasn't as big as a Raheem or big as a Super Shadi, we were working with the promoters. We would color the city. I mean, we put posters on every motherfucking thing. We were doing, I was even spray painting buildings with the marquee of whatever the concert would be. And the promoters said, man, how y'all get all of these posters everywhere all over the city? And bless my my partner, Bernard Brown. Y'all might know him. He passed away this year, wasn't it, Wiz?
Yeah, I think was it either earlier this year or late last year.
And he had Atlanta Street Team also, but we all was together. So that's how we got, when people say, well, how y'all get on these shows, man? Y'all ain't the biggest motherfuckers in town. How y'all get on all these shows? They didn't know that what we were doing was our work. We were working.
I mean, y'all was hustling. Y'all came with that hustle and finesse game as a lot of these cats on here. You know what I'm saying? But being that you was from GI, right? How was it back then with you taking these guys' music up that way, and what was the response? You know what I'm saying? They was getting Shadi and Raheem and all that.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you something that Kilo, Shadi, and Raheem don't know. But then again, they might know. But check this out. By me being up in the Midwest, and I was real tight with the record stores and retailers and stuff like that up in Indianapolis, Chicago, and Gary, Indiana. So when we was taking our music, I was getting boxes of 12 inches with Shadi in it, Kilo in it, Raheem in it, and I was distributing their music, and they don't even know. And when I would hit Indianapolis, and I go to the record stores and to the local record store, mom and pop stores. They'd be like, we don't know nothing about this. I said, man, look, man, this is from Atlanta. This is an up and coming artist, and they play the music while I'm there. They dancing to it because you know they was on the Planet Rock and all that kind of style, but they wasn't used to the booty music. They like, what is this? I'm like, man, this is the Atlanta sound. So I would leave at least 10 or 15, 12-inch records of Shadi, Raheem, and Kilo everywhere I went, even in Indianapolis. I took their music to Gary, Indiana. I took their music to Chicago, and they probably don't even know it. As I was taking my music, I basically was distributing their music at the same time because I had boxes in my car with their shit and my shit. And I never even got a chance to let them know that because you know how shit went in Atlanta. You know, we just passing, everybody busy. We ain't really never hung out real close. But I took a lot of their music up to the Midwest. Even in Detroit, I took boxes of their music up to Detroit to the mom and pop stores.
Well, they right here. Shout out to them.
Yeah, well, what's happening?
I don't know why they quiet. This is Atlanta. I don't know. I do not know why everybody's quiet.
Yeah, my bad.
Well, I got a real stupid question, right? so I didn't realize that DJ Wiz was Kid Wizard, which is really cool.
Yeah, I didn't realize it either.
Stop playing. So did you wear like a wizard hat with like stars and moons on it and stuff when you was DJing?
That would be a negative, ma'am. That would be a negative.
So you keep saying they was doing it. Like, how were you involved with it? Was it just that one record, or did you spin for a lot of the shows? And how did that work being so young?
It was dope. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I was, 12, 13 DJing for, some grown cats. Yeah, hustlers get money, like skipping school, but not being taught irresponsibility, like we was out getting money. And what's crazy was I was DJing for them, producing them, and they was paying me for the tracks, even though I was in the group. You dig what I'm saying? So they was the label, and it was just, they taught me the independent hustle of it. I came in from the mainstream, like we said, with the Ricky Walker and Fresh Fest and, that, but to learn the business of it, for it to work for you, it was the independent. So we always had one foot in independent, one foot in the major. You know what I'm saying? So I absorbed a lot and, just stayed focused on DJing and DJing and being good at my thing. That one song turned into another little song on the first album. And then that turned into producing the whole entire second album.
That was a dope album too, bro. I was just
yeah, Lifestyle of the what was it? Lifestyle of the Young and Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So that
Life is all about knowledge too. We hit that album too.
Yeah, that's what I said. I did the two on that. You know what I'm saying? And then that just, we stayed in there. They believed in me as a kid, teenager, and we just grew and always stayed connected.
So you guys said that on V103 y'all broke on the Fresh Party. Who was the online DJ? Or online personality?
Darren Fears.
Darren Fears.
So Darren Fears was. Wow. Okay.
It was only it was 2 hours of, just imagine Atlanta how it is. You hear the rap, right? Imagine listening to rap music for only 2 hours every Friday from 10 to 12 for years.
And that was it.
It just was.
And all you was hearing was New York. All you was hearing was New York artists. Yeah. That's all was coming out. You was hearing New York artists. Then you may have heard, Ice-T or NWA that came out. And then the only Atlanta you was hearing was, Mojo, Shadi, and 1-5 Posse. And then, RAHEEM them started coming in, and it started going from there. But they was really like trying to hate on Atlanta. Like Atlanta was really hating on Atlanta at first. That's what a lot of people don't know. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? Like in what way?
I guess it just, to me, and y'all guys, Shy, Ra, everybody on here, y'all, this is what it's about. Giving y'all guys y'all roses while y'all here, and just, setting the real, stories and what's really real of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Because VH1 ain't telling it right. Everybody who went super multi-platinum and multi-million, billion, schmillion, they not gonna tell it right. You know what I'm saying? So, we're not gonna let it go down like that. So at the end of the day, I think Atlanta wasn't, hip hop and all that was still kind of new. So they didn't count it as being something worth anything past just some cool music. You know what I'm saying? A trend. So, and what people really don't know is Atlanta played a huge, humongous, probably the most important part in hip hop, other than New York, birthing it or whatever. Atlanta, the hub being that it was, everybody had to come through Atlanta to really go national and universal. You weren't national if you ain't come through Atlanta. I don't care who you was. You know what I'm saying? You didn't come through Atlanta, you wasn't national. That's why an artist like Shadi was able to come out of Atlanta and go national and be the first one to go platinum. Salute to you, sir.
I want to salute to Shadi too, man, because and RAHEEM, their music, when I heard them bumping in the club and on the radio, that kind of inspired me too, man, because I was like, man, I want my shit to be in the club like RAHEEM. I want my shit to be Shadi. That's what kind of motivate me too. You feel me?
Hey, bud, I'm gonna tell you, man, the first time I ever seen a dude rapping on the microphone was at a house party of Wesley Chapel, man, over by Southwest DeKalb, and it was MC Shadi and that's the first time I ever seen somebody rapping in a house party, man. I went nuts after that.
So let me ask you. Let me ask you this question, because I want to keep rolling, because this is vast Atlanta history here. Tell us what 1-5 Posse even means.
I explained that earlier, but I'm gonna do it again. 1-5 Posse was like this. It was really, I was the rapper and the writer, and I had a DJ, but I had a posse of, it's like, look, man, we smoke. Well, I'm gonna go and throw it out there. We was some hustlers, man. So everything that we wanted, we had it.
That's why I said I've never seen.
I'm finna go in now. I'm not knocking nobody.
Every rapper on here was a hustler.
Hey, I'm finna go in. 1-5 Posse was this. We were some serious hustlers, bro. I mean, we slang that thing, man. So we were looking like majors and doing major and staying in major and following major because we had the money from the streets to do whatever we wanted. So we really, back then, like they say now, you don't need a record. Some people don't need a record deal. They independently, they got all the money. I ain't holding my own nuts, but back in the day, 1-5 Posse, we had the money. You feel me? We rode Rolls Royces, we rode limousines. Anything that we wanted to do, we do it. I opened up for Paula Abdul. I opened up shows from people because we had connections of doing business and going and being where we need to be when we need to be, and couldn't have the money. So 1-5 Posse comes from when if we walk through a club and do a show, it's at least 30 or 40 women with us, and then our group. So we
Look, and I'm a teenager, mind you, and all this.
Teenager, and I'm trying to look out for him at the same time because, you know, his mom was very influential in our life. So it's like I'm picking up Wiz from North Clayton High School in what grade you was, Wiz, when I was picking you up off from North Clayton to go to 1-5 Posse practice?
Probably 8th, 9th grade, something like that, give or take.
That's right. So while we was in the 8th grade, we riding Rolls Royces and shit on our way to our shows. Before Puffy, before any of them. So I just, the 1-5 Posse come from the cigarette rolling papers where we used to roll the weed, and those was the papers that was all over the desk, all over the turntables and shit. So when we didn't have a name for our group, we just say, shit, we the 1-5 Posse. But every time I look up, I see 1-5.
Okay, got it. Okay, all right. Got it. I'm with you now. I'm with you.
Ain't that shame?
So that's how that started, man.
So Buck P, aka Ice Buck, you're clearly keeping that legacy going, and you got some new music. Talk to us about your new project, because I think we're gonna go ahead and play your new record here before we move on to another artist. Talk to us about the new music that you got.
Wow. Okay. Well, this is what I this is what I called it. I said I did the CeeLo Green on them. When I me and Wiz be in the studio, we mess around, you know. I say, man, what I did, you know, I've been a conscious rapper, a party rapper, a booty rapper, whatever they want to call me, a southern rapper, whatever you want to call me. But now that I'm 54, I have children that's rapping, and I still like hip hop. It's just that it's not the same to me, and it's hip hop is in my blood. I know at this age right now, me feeling comfortable with myself going up on stage, if it's not doing the legend shows with, you know, RAHEEM or whatever, doing the Freaknik shows and stuff like that. If I'm gonna go back on stage today in a new way, I always been involved with the Southern Soul Blues. And what I did was, as I became a Southern Soul artist, because, you know, when I lost my mom, a year and a half ago, that's all she played was Southern Soul and blues music. And my therapy for her passing was just like, I'm just gonna go into that mode of that music. And I loved it anyway. So I became Ice Buck as a Southern Soul artist. So what I do now is—
Who were some of her favorite artists on the Southern Soul? Your mama's, yeah. What were some of her favorite artists?
Oh, her favorite artists in Southern Soul was, you know, folks like Sir Charles and Marvin Cease and Tyrone Davis and Johnny Taylor. And, you know, she on the older cat, and she played just a little bit of the Sir Charles stuff, but for the most part, you know, ZZ Hill and Tyrone Davis and Johnny Taylor and them, that was her music. You feel me? Yeah. So I just kind of, I went into that mode. I added the hip hop vibe to it, you know, and I collaborated with Vintage Tunes, which is Wiz, and me and him got in the studio, and he always been trying to get me into it. He's like, man, look, man, your vibe, because I had did another album with DJ Kirk. I know y'all know DJ Kirk, right? He kind of engineered the album that I produced, and Wiz heard that and said, man, you going into that Southern Soul, man. That's kind of, that music ain't really broke mainstream, but it's on its way, and you and that shit you got is banging. So I think you should come along and let's go ahead and get in deep with it. So once I did that, man, we put a song out there called Back That On Me just, this year. And I've been doing concerts and shows and booked all over the Southeast region. I mean, just it ain't overnight, but it's just like soon as I put that Southern Soul music out there, man, my phone started ringing like crazy.
Very nice, very nice. So, so Wiz, I would like to go ahead and KX with your blessing. This is, you know, the 1-5 Posse interview, but it looks like Buck P has graduated to Ice Buck and got some new music. So I would like to get into it. So without further ado, Ice Buck, can you do us the honors and introduce this new record of yours?
Oh yeah, I would do it. Hey, I want to say this first before I do it, Rip. Earlier when I said I did the CeeLo Green on him, this is in a positive way. The positive. He's from the Goody Mob thing, you know, he flipped the script and went on and did his own music and changed his style. Well, I can't say changed his style, but he went onto his own and he became very successful. So when I say that, is because this song is totally different from what you've been hearing from 1-5 Posse or Ice Buck, or Buck P, whatever. So when I say I did the CeeLo Green on him, I just flipped the script. I totally changed my style, for the grown-up man that I am at 54 years old and the style of music that I like to be involved with. And I started off with my first single called Back That Country Ass On Me. That's the name of the song. but I got a video to it, and it's been, Wiz can tell you the rest, man. Wiz can tell you the rest. So we can go into it, man. It's called Back That Country Ass On Me. And I got a video to it.
Hey, before we speak of the videos, you know, y'all be able to catch that video. I'm launching my new TV network, y'all, next week, SEMA TV. And on Wednesday, I got the only movie that Denzel Washington ain't never showed on TV before broadcasting live, y'all. It's going to be just download on Roku and Fire TV, SEMA TV. That's from me, y'all. And then look up Smokey Eyes Entertainment.
That's dope, man. That's what's up. So let's get it, man. Go ahead, Ice Buck. Introduce the video.
Okay, so here go the video. Hey, I shot the video at my crib. I got a group of women that work with me, marketing, promotional, just dancers. And as a team, we put a video together, and everywhere I go do a show, we come to party. And that's what it's about right now. So back that on me. Back that country ass on me. Look at the mail. Man, hope it's some money. It's goddamn tired of these bills and shit. Always bills and shit.
Hey, neighbor.
Hey, neighbor, what's happening, girl? What's going on? Looking good, looking good.
Oh, it's a pretty dog.
Oh, yeah, this is my queen here, this diamond right here.
Pretty.
Yeah,
Are you going to Tina's party?
To who party?
Tina.
No, I ain't going to Tina party.
Why?
I'm throwing my own party, and when I do, I want you to come over there and back that ass up on me.
That's up my alley, too.
Okay, baby, we gonna do that. We good?
We good.
I'll let you know what's up, baby.
All right, Pete.
All right, Ice Buck party, baby. I ain't going to that party. I'm throwing my own party. When I do it, I want you to come over there and back that ass up on me, you know? Back that country ass on, back it up. I love your body. You got that honey, and I got that money, girl. So if you didn't turn it, let me see what you working with. Going for a party, something so ice. I'm gonna charge it to the game. This party's on me. I'm gonna call up a DJ and I'll pay the fee. I'm gonna hit up my fellas, tell them bring some meat. I'm gonna drive to the package store and buy all the drink. I got food already, I'm gonna cater some women. Tell them bring their bathing suits in case we go swimming. It ain't nothing like something thicker than a Snicker. Ain't it a good ass feeling when that fine thing pick you? Get your old lady, man. I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but she tipsy, she freaking on me. I'ma be helpful. Grab her hand and walk her to the dance floor. But there's one more thing I want her to do. Back that country ass on, back it up. I love your body. You got that honey, and I got that money, girl. So if you didn't turn it, let me see what you working with. Going for a party, Southern soul, ice buck. Back that country ass on, back it up. I love your body. You got that honey, and I got that money, girl. So if you didn't turn it, let me see what you working with. Going for a party, Southern soul, ice buck party. Got the party started in the backyard, bro. Fishnets and thigh highs, all I see on the floor. Big girl dancing, boobies popping out of their blouse. They got red weaving tattoos, perfume smelling loud. I see them pulling up for date, riding Benzes and Lacs, talking dime pieces, cougars, and even mama cats. Body suits, booty shorts, even some got gold teeth. I hope my old lady ain't coming, cause man, I'm about to creep. I see the print in the front, looking damn good. Just standing there, twerking, man, she feeling good. Hey, Miss Lady, won't you come here? I'm your neighbor. Then get over. Turn around, do me a favor. Back that country ass on, back it up. I love your body. You got that honey, and I got that money, girl.
girl. Twerk it and turn it. Let me see what you working with. It's a grown folk party. Southern soul, ice buck back that country ass song. Back it up. I love your body. You got that honey, and I got that money, girl. Twerk it and turn it. Let me see what you working with. It's a grown folk party. Southern soul, ice buck party.
Yeah. So Ice Buck Productions, Vintage Tunes collaboration. No doubt. Incredible.
I like that jam, man.
Yo, that was hot. I mean, that was super fun. Like, it reminded me of when I was on the radio at Foxy 107 in Macon, Georgia. And like all of the artists back there, like they would run the Chitlin Circus the Chitlin Circuit. And you know, Marvin Cease would come out there wilding out. Sir Charles, like, I mean, I remember it was insane to me. Like, I ain't never seen nothing like that. I love how you talked about, you know, the women with the gold teeth and the booty shorts and the bodysuits. Like, you really described the scene and the people. So I loved it. So Ice Buck, back that country ass on me. That is just fun.
Yeah, that's you see I put that flavor, that beginning flavor, I put into the Southern Soul thing. You know, so I mixed it with the hip hop vibe and go ahead and just be real with it. And it's been doing well for me. You know, I've been able to launch my own fragrances, my women's perfume, men's perfume, my own clothing line. I got a book and some iced tea water. So those things from doing that has prevailed me to be able to do other things outside of the music that getting my brand off the ground, you know, doing things like that. So that song is got me working, right? Working again.
So Ice Buck, let us know how we and our viewers can actually support you. Where can they go? Websites, IG, give us your information.
My Instagram is icebuck_the_man. And my website is icebuckpro.com. And basically, that's how you can find me. Facebook is Steven Icebuck Powell, you know.
So hold on, for your IG, when you say the man, is it spelled like THEMAN?
Yes.
Just making sure.
Yes.
And Icebuck Pro on Facebook.
No, icebuckpro.com.
Oh, that is the website. Dope.
Right. But
so we can find all of your products up there.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you so much. It is so dope having you here.
Brother KX, what you got going on? Let them know what you got going on. We can support it as well.
I got you, man. You go to Smokey Eyes, SmokeyEyesENT.com. That's my record label. That's the record label right there. Matter of fact, we shooting a video this weekend. Our second video, Tory Fortune, Jizzle YBFR. They both shooting videos, and you go to SemaTV1.com. That's my TV network right there. And it's launching Monday, man, worldwide. Hey, I'm looking for content, y'all. If y'all got some ideas, get at me. You know, I'm looking for content. I'm looking for some content. I'm trying to tell you, it's going worldwide, y'all.
You own the idea.
Can you play that Vintage Tunes Tootsie Slide remix on there? Do you do videos or just movies?
I can do whatever. I got a program for a video. We talk about the first party, right? I'm bringing that back 10 to 12 on my network every Friday, 10 to 12, just music videos.
Is it with Darren Fears? Is he going to be hosting it?
No, it's not Darren, man. We're actually doing a casting call with River City Casting down here in Columbus, Georgia. Looking for a host for that show, you know. And so that's what's going on, you know. And then like I said, we got SEMA TV, we got Denzel Washington movie coming out. It ain't never been shown before, so I was blessed to get that distributed to me, you know. So y'all check that out, you know. Download on your Roku, your Fire TV.
That's dope. So that mean the first party show, that mean everybody, all the other guests on here, they stuff on in heavy rotation, right?
Look here, submit at SemaTV1.com. Submit
how do you spell SEMA?
SEEMATV1.com. SEEMATV1.com. Submit. Like I said, hey, I'm looking for it all, man. You got content, you got show ideas, bring them to me now. You know, while we getting up off the ground. I just signed a distribution deal for with a major Hollywood studio to show movies. You know, it's all licensed, and I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna be. I'm gonna have my own news network, news show on at 6 o'clock in the evening. You know, so.
Oh, that's dope. Well, you on the show idea now, so you know.
Right.
We'll
hey
get into
man,
that after the show.
I'm out at you, Wiz. Buck already know what's up. I already told Buck whatever you want to do, I'm down with it.
Yeah, we got to check it out, man. So yeah, man. But you know, it's definitely been a pleasure with y'all boys once again, man, and with the rest of the crew on here, man. 1-5 Posse continues to live on. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Daddy T. No negativity, no craziness. We gonna keep it saluting and keep it G, and ride on out, man. You already know.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
I want to say one more thing before we ride out too, Wiz.
Go ahead.
I want to plug this show that I got this Saturday coming up in Forest Park, Club Magnolia. So if y'all want to come to a hot show, a Southern Soul show on the 29th, which is this Saturday. It's going to be a hot show. You might want to come out. You can see Ice Buck do that thing up live, and more other, and some more songs that's on the album with a couple of more artists, buddies of mine, Clay Red and Nigel Perkins. And Clay Red, Wiz, tell them who Clay Red is now. I'm going to let you know.
He tell them they know, they should know by now. That's Maca Asa.
That's Cool Ace. Cool Ace is a Southern Soul artist too, man. So we got a big show coming up, man. I want y'all to come out and support and, hang out and network with us. It's going to be a hot show, man. So that's this Saturday, Club Magnolia.
All right, I'm going to go get my bodysuit and some gold teeth, and I'm going to come represent.
They're bringing the San Sousa back with Keith Pollard.
And I know you got Raheem, you got Kilo, you got Shadi, I believe Tag Team, and a few more on here. And my words to them, I really appreciate them, and I appreciate them now. And
Kizzy Rock, the homie Kizzy Rock.
And Kizzy Rock, definitely Kizzy Rock.
I heard a tag team.
Those guys to me, this is coming out of my mouth. Those guys to me is the reason Atlanta become what it is now. Because I can say we, but those guys mostly opened all these doors and got this ball rolling when all of the bullshit was going on from the different cities hating on the Atlanta music. Y'all kept it coming, never stopped it. And if it wasn't for y'all, Atlanta would have died. So whatever these young boys doing, getting all that money and doing what they do and all of this greatness that came out of Atlanta, please believe it is because of what y'all have done to start this whole thing. If y'all would have never started the whole thing, Atlanta wouldn't be, all eyes wouldn't been on Atlanta from the jump, because what y'all did made everybody pay attention to Atlanta. And that's why the history has to go back to us or you guys. No matter what people say about Atlanta, when they want to go back to the Atlanta beginning of music, they gotta come through this. Absolutely. Peace and love to the brothers, man.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And that's the real reason for us doing this show, is so we can take it back, to the beginning and really talk about real Atlanta history, real hip hop Atlanta history. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I want to thank Buck P, Ice Buck, KX, Kid Wizard, DJ Wiz. I want to thank the 1-5 Posse for reinventing themselves and giving us a dope record called Back That Up On Me by Ice Buck, Vintage Tunes, which is Wiz, KX with the new network. So I want to thank you for reinventing yourselves and giving us more incredible content. Thank you. And salute, and thank you for coming on the show. You ain't got to go, but let's get to some more ATL history.
Hey, man,
and before we get to our next guest, we definitely want to thank Wade Hustle Grind, Big Hustle, Mixed Media, Vinyl Esquire, and Spin Firm. For all those watching, make sure you subscribe, you share, leave your comments. And we're going to be right back with our next guest. All right, Rip, who's up next?
So as we keep this moving along with the ATL legends, right? We cannot not have these gentlemen on. These are the multi-platinum. So without further ado, I would like to welcome the legendary DC, the Brain Supreme, and Steve Rowland to the Stay Vintage Tune Industry Show, the legendary group that gave us the hit record, Whoop, There It Is. I would like to welcome Tag Team.
What's happening, man?
What's going on, y'all?
A little something like this. Tag team back again. Check it to record, let's begin. Party on, party people, let me hear some noise. DC's in the house, jump, jump, rejoices. There's a party over here, a party over there. Wave your hands in the air, shake the dairy, yeah. These 3 words mean you're getting busy. Whoop, there it is, hit me. Whoop, there it is. 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 Upside down and inside out. I'm about to show all you folks what it's all about. Now it's time for it to get on the mic and make this motherfucking party hot. I'm taking it back to the old school, cause I'm an old fool who's so cool. If you wanna get down, I'ma show you the way. There it is, let me hear you say. Whoop, there it is. Come on, y'all. Whoop, there it is. A little louder. Whoop, there it is. Come on, y'all. Whoop, there it is. Louder. Whoop, there it is. Come on, y'all. Whoop, there it is. A little louder. Whoop, there it is. Come on, y'all. Whoop, there it is. Whoop.
Shaka, laka, shaka.
That was a good mix. That was a good ass mix.
So tag team DC, Steve Rowland. How you doing, man? How y'all doing?
Good. Can y'all hear me? Can everybody hear me?
And that light is popping, yo. You looking
Check
crispy
1 2.
like a
Check
Missy
1 2.
Elliott video.
Hey, man.
So
Come on, Cypher Diggy. You know I do this.
Yes.
You know this, Cypher.
Yes.
So tag team. So gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining us on the Stay Vintage Tune Industry Show. How's life? How's the family? How's everything going on in 2020 for tag team?
Tell him, Steve.
Yeah, it's going good for me. I can't complain, man. Yes, sir.
That's
me
good,
too.
bro. That's
what up, Shadi? I see you laughing. See, we all old school fools up in here, boy. We've known each other for 30 years, boy. It's good to see y'all brothers.
No doubt.
Same here, man. Much love.
You guys are really distinguished gentlemen tonight, I must say, because I've hung out with all y'all, and I've never seen y'all this distinguished before, ever.
Hey, look, on stage, you'll think they was crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Put a mic in their hand.
10 for the top, 10 for the bottom.
Right, hey.
No tip, no strip. Don't get me started.
So, gentlemen, I would like to start your segment out, by saying, salute to you. You guys, you made some great music. You made a hit record, a global anthem with Whoop There It Is. I know you guys are Midwest guys, right? So I know y'all came to Atlanta. DC, you're from Chicago originally, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And Steve Rowland, I don't know if many people know this, but you're originally from Omaha, Nebraska. Is that correct?
That's it. Yep. That's where I was born.
So, by the way, so was I, and I'm in Omaha, Nebraska right now.
All right.
Omaha in the building. Throw your O's up.
So,
hey, got the Nebraskians in the building.
So needless to say, I just wanted to salute you, from being from Omaha, salute DC, from being from Chicago. So it's a Midwest thing. I salute you for that. So let's talk about, this show is dedicated to the Atlanta legends, right? And the foundation of real Atlanta. DC, you started out as a DJ in the strip club. Is that correct?
Nah.
No.
I started out as a DJ at Magic City. It's a difference.
Okay.
It's a different. Okay. Magic City, Club Michaels, Atlanta Live, Cobalt Lounge, Club Autos.
Okay, so I'll take that. Okay, it's not a strip club. Okay, fine. Talk to us about the beginnings of tag team.
We don't got enough time, man. I promise you. We old. I could go for 4 hours telling us about tag team. But
we ain't number 54 though.
Yeah,
just like Ice Buck, we all 54.
So I'll give you the short version.
Okay.
Me and Steve grew up together. Went to high school together, Manual High, class 84. And I went to college Sacramento, California. And Steve stayed in Denver. Then Steve moved to Atlanta. Then in 88. My senior year, he was like, man, you got to come down to Atlanta. I come down to Atlanta. I got $500 in my pocket. his ass take me first place we go. As soon as I get off the plane, Magic City. And after 1 hour,
he didn't take you to the strip club. He took you to.
After 1 hour, Tinkle and Sparkle got all my money, and I had to call my mama and give me some money because I spent all my money for the whole week. And we had a ball, and we did Sensations. That's when God did New Year's Eve, and that point, I knew that I had to come to Atlanta. So I went back to school, finished up, packed my shit up. Steve flew out. We drove all across country, and the U-Haul came back to Atlanta. And 2 days later, I was working at Magic City, and the rest is history, man. Just putting it down in Atlanta, DJing, working hard, hustling, doing whatever we had to do, because back then you could make money easy.
Yeah.
You didn't even have to think about it. It just happened, you know?
Right.
Then I raised up some bread, and I got a little house off of Claremont Road. It was across the street from an old music store called Atlanta Discount Music. And I set up shop in there. I set up a studio in there. And man, I used to have a lot of people come through that studio. They was like on another, it wasn't really no big groups or nothing, but it was, you know, a lot of cats from Atlanta came through there. And you know, that's where we got started. And then as DC was working in the club, you know, we would make records and stuff. And we made our first tag team record down here. It was called Strictly Political, because everything was like political back then. You know, Chuck D and Public Enemy was going off back then. So, you know, we really wasn't doing the bass music at that time. Yeah.
And I could tell you, the bass music hit me so hard because the first record I heard when I got down here was "Roll It Up, My Nigga, Roll It Up."
Hey, but
we heard it before, but coming down here, the first true record I heard was Success and Effect, "Roll It Up." Before then, we was hearing Shy D, we was hearing Luke, we was hearing Throw That D, and we was like, "What the fuck is that shit?"
Hey, man, check this out. There was this club called Scooters in Denver. And the dude was supposed to be, you know, swapping over from the regular night to the after hours joint. Man, the dude messed up, man, because, you know, you got to play something kind of slow or something or turn off the music to get people out. Man, this dude put on Gotta Be Tough. And, man, man, the club went crazy.
Hey, I'll never forget it, Shot.
Getting out of there. That's when I first heard Gotta Be Tough.
We was sitting there with our mouths open, dog. I promise.
Man. It sounded so good.
Hold on, let me pull out a couple of these classics out the crates, right?
Oh yeah. Yep.
And let's go ahead and give Shadi a little bit of love, right?
Hold on. You pulled the weight on.
Hey. We got more. Don't worry about it.
We
got more. Don't even. We could do that all night. Don't even worry about it.
Yep. So, you know, after Strictly Political, we came to the realization that, you know, we're in the South. And if you're in the South, you got to make bass music. And, you know, people don't realize that bass music is basically the essence of hip hop. Because Planet Rock, Africa Bambaataa, all the New York stuff, and Egyptian Lover, Dr. Dre, all that is the essence of hip hop because that was at the beginning. That was the B-boy shit. You know what I'm saying? But that influenced bass music. And all we had to do was go back to the essence, right? And that's what we did. And we used the sample Kano, and Whoop There It Is was just a song that we made. It was, and people don't even realize that Whoop There It Is about Magic City and on a Friday night. That's it. And people's kids be singing that shit. They think it's the most wholesome song ever. And it's about drinking, smoking, getting my Tanqueray, smoking some weed, trying to get some booty and get some ass, and then I'm done. Boom, there it is. And we just keep it moving. Right. So, I mean, it was just amazing because that record, my last day at Magic City was Freaknik 93. And I had talked to Al Bell, and he basically gave us a record deal before he even heard the record, because he just you know, I'm a DJ. I told him. I said,
he said you felt your energy, man. That's what he told me.
Yeah.
You know, he told me you felt your energy on the phone.
I'll never forget it. He said, I said, man, you ain't even heard the record. He was like, I ain't got to hear the record, brother. I hear it in your spirit. And I was like, cool. All right. And then
put
2 months later
on it.
and 2 months later, we was platinum, traveling the world. Wow. So, I mean, you know, it was fast. It was fast. We was not ready, but we had a ball, boy. I wouldn't do. I wouldn't.
I remember, man. You know, I really didn't take the song serious when it was made because, you know, you know, DC was like, yo, you got to make a bass beat, and I wasn't doing bass back then. You know, I'm from the Midwest. I was making funky stuff, you know, and he was like, man, just make it like do it your way. That's what he told me. And that's what did it right there. I said, all right, man, I'm gonna do some bass my way. And that's what it was. And he approved of it and we rolled with it. So yeah, we recorded it at a little spot called Collar back in the day. I guess it was what was that record label? Itchy Bond's record. I guess that was the recording studio. And I remember me and the dude named George mixed it. Yeah, me and the guy named George mixed it. And George he told me, man, this is a hit record. And as we sat and mixed it, I remember a couple of people coming in, a guy from Slade that played the bass for him. There was a couple other, you know, people that had made it. And they told me, man, that you got a hit record right there. Yep. And as soon as DC got it, DC said it.
And even months before then, people don't even realize that Whoop There It Is was a Magic City record.
Yeah.
We had to change the whole record because the whole record was about Magic City.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
the party people wasn't on it. None of that. I mean, yeah, it was on it. The party people was on. Yeah. I wanted to take it out. I was like, man, I don't like that shit, man. Steve was like, man, you can't take that out, man. You can't take that out. I was like, all right. And
what do you want to replace it with?
I don't know. We just making records. We just making songs. I mean, that song was finished in the summer of 1992. That song sat for a year. I gave it goes back to what you brothers were saying earlier, that everybody was hating on Atlanta. Because y'all remember Rodney Terry, y'all remember Al Cole, y'all remember all the old school record promoters who used to come to the clubs and give us records.
$1 Million record pool.
Yeah, Dina, all of them. And they all tried to help me get a record. And I had talked to Columbia, I had talked to everybody. And they was like, yeah, it's good. We just want to take some time and we don't, and I was like, man, and I really almost gave up. And, before then, we knew we had it because the blizzard of 93, we gave Tina. Y'all remember Tina at the record store? What store was that, Steve?
I think I remember Tina.
On Glenwood.
Yeah. No, but this one, she was in the
Bernard
West End.
Records.
Bernard Records. Bernard's, yeah. Man, we gave her 500 and she sold them 500.
It was 800. It was 800, man.
In a weekend in the blizzard.
Cassette form.
On cassettes. And I knew I had it. And I almost gave up. And then Lisa McCall, I don't know if y'all remember her. Lisa McCall.
Yeah. Shout out to Miss McCall.
Yeah, Lisa McCall. And she was like, call Al Bell. Just call Al Bell, DC. And I called him, and that was it. Because I was just about to be like, it was just another record. I was just going to keep it moving. But Al was like, let's do it. And we did it. And, we still doing it. We, COVID, we probably had like 25 shows lined up this year. We still got them, but they'll be in 2021 or 2022. Like we're supposed to be at the Oklahoma State Fair next week. They still was trying to have it, and I'm glad they're not having it because that's
because you would have went and got that bread, huh?
I mean,
wow.
Hey, Cypher, you know me.
Yes.
Every DJ booth you've been in, I've been in. You see money everywhere.
So hold up. I would buy earrings. I would buy purses. I would buy. Yep.
Hey man. That DJ booth was a swap meet, boy.
Yeah, everything.
You get it back then.
So what's some of the illest, like who's some of the like craziest people and biggest people y'all done wind up on stage with this record?
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
Dr.
Dre.
One of our first shows was with Pop. Did a couple shows with Pop. Snoop. I mean, just everybody. I mean, we've always been the type of dudes that, we ain't on that star shit for real. Cause I like living my life. It feels good, but I worked at Magic City when everybody got there. Bobby Brown, Babyface, Damian Dane, when LaFace started, when LaFace was started.
Right. Salute, rest in peace.
Yeah. And I used to see how people act, right? I would see how people be assholes to people and just didn't act right. You know what I mean? Because they thought because they were stars, they was the shit. They could just treat people any old type of way. And I just vowed to myself that I would never be like that. I wouldn't like that anyway. But, when you got, all them accolades and shit is popping, it can fuck with you. And you could get it misconstrued about what it really is. And we just never been like that. So we
never roll with security
or nothing.
We had people that got collect our money.
Yeah.
We had a money man that he didn't play about our money.
Yeah.
And that was about it, man. We
went everywhere. We went to, every time we went to New York, it was all love.
What's some of the craziest stories y'all remember, man? Like, I know y'all got some. What's some
man? I can tell you the best was Rio de Janeiro.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, yeah. Give us some sauce, man. Give us some
Copacabana Beach
sauce, man.
I fell in love with a whore for a month. she was charging me. She was charging me for the first 3 days, and after that, she was with me the rest of the way. She didn't even charge me no more.
Wow.
Her name was Vanya. It was. I'm telling you, she was the most beautiful woman. Let me tell you something. Brazil, to this day, still has the most beautiful women I have ever seen on this planet.
Yeah,
and
me too.
I can't even explain it. There's this club called Club Help. It's like Club Help is like being able to go into Magic City or go into any of these clubs and just be like, hey, come on, let's go. You ain't got to go through, well, you got to spend some money on me. And all. It's just like, come on, let's go. It was that easy. And they all was beautiful. So it was like, we spent all our money that we got for shows tricking off.
Yeah, having a hit helps. Having a hit definitely helps.
Absolutely.
Keep that money rotating.
Yeah, they called it. In Brazil, they would say "Hoop te de de." That's what "Hoop there it is" means in Brazil. And then they would call us Mike Tyson. Hey, Mike Tyson. And all the kids be trying to sell us chiclets and shit. But
black was Mike Tyson. Wow.
Yeah. But now I'm acting. I just finished 2 movies. I do tons of voiceover. You have to reinvent yourself sometimes. And I stopped working at the clubs. I had to leave behind because I didn't want to be, I thought I could do it forever. But shit, that shit, it just changes. You know what I mean? It changes. And there was no club that fit what I try to do because we old schoolers. We the genesis of it. We started this shit, right? Back in the late 80s and early 90s. So it's hard for us to even stomach some of the shit that people do today. And I'm not talking about the music and, hating on young people for being young, but some of the stuff that people do, they do it as a society just because things change. And it just gets hard to deal with. And, you just get more mature and you change and you grow and you get better. And now I'm better than I've ever been before because I reinvented myself and pimped my ears back. And now, shit, y'all gonna see me. Gonna see Steve Rowland. You're gonna see Tag Team. I promise y'all.
I like the movies there, man.
I know.
I've got to say this about you, DC. Like, I spent many a night just talking to you in strokers in the DJ booth. I remember
is that right? What was that conversation like?
I mean, I worked for a magazine.
It was all knowledge.
It
was all business, all knowledge.
He's pretty suave.
All knowledge.
I love that woman. That woman is my sister. Cypher's my sister.
And she our sister too. Sister
But this is what I saw with DC that I think a lot of people don't understand or don't know, and he's super humble about it, right? Like I remember him picking up a camera and being like, all right, I'm gonna start taking pictures, right? Then he was like, all right, I'm gonna start editing these pictures, right? And you know, you're like, all right, whatever. And I started watching like this thing metamorphosize into something amateur to something super professional, like super great. He turned strokers into this really high class looking establishment through his images. Then he started editing video. Then he was calling me and talking to me about his voiceover work and the acting. Like, you have always been somebody who went out there and got it, always recreated yourself. And then at the same time, like, you still had a time to be like, yo, what up? I ain't talked to you in a year. How you doing? What's good? You know, like, I love you for that.
Hey, man, I'm like that with everybody on this Zoom. When we all see each other.
Like you said, he took our record. You know, if it was up to me, I wouldn't have done it. It was just, you know, that's what he do. You know, he does that. That's why he's the brain supreme. He's always thinking. Yep.
Yeah, man. Because there's so much money out there, man. And there ain't no excuse. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no excuse. You got to put in work. You know what I mean? And I love putting in work. Like, I'm about to go do 2 auditions in a minute. I got to do a bunch of bookkeeping tomorrow so I can get this grant that the city's putting out there. Like, I love learning shit that get me money, period. And it's painful, it's hard, it's excruciating, but there's no way to it but through it. And I don't give a damn. I'm gonna keep grinding till I ain't here no more. But you know, that's just how I am. I've always been like that. So I mean, you know, and it's cool because I get to DJ. If we do an hour show, the first half is DJing. I just go back to the 90s and play a set at Atlanta Live or play a set at Club Michaels. Y'all remember Club Michaels on Candler Road?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we had clubs back then, like clubs.
25 and up.
You know, like people had to, like you had to be a DJ that knew how to control a dance floor. It wasn't just playing a bunch of records and playing the hooks on the part and just getting through as many records as you can. It was about controlling the night, switching floors, playing this genre of music to play this genre of music to get them off the floor, to put more on the floor so they could all go drink. Then you can tell your club owner, look what I done done. Now the club owner is just breaking you off under the table. They're breaking you off over here. They're breaking you off over there, and you get money. Then you selling mixtapes. Then you selling mixed CDs. It's just a hustle, man. And you just have to, everything is a craft. Every hustle can be your craft, and you can combine them. And even when shit is down, like right now, you're still making money because we're getting older, more mature, and we know how to do a bunch of shit. And that's just always been my approach, and I love it. Life is beautiful to me, you know. And you know, me and Steve been down since we was 16 years old. You know, I met him the first day when I went to Manual High School. We've been friends ever since. You know what I'm saying? Like, to this day, we still boys. You know what I'm saying? It ain't.
Matter of fact, you sat right behind me in that class, all right?
Yep, exactly. You know, like that's how far that you know, it feels good. And I know all of us can say this, that we're still here to savor all the shit that we've been through.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? To savor all them good memories and to savor, you know, sometimes it feels messed up because, you know, it's like the line I will always remember is Brick House, make an old man wish for younger days. I just think that was a line back then, but I know what that shit mean now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'll be feeling that shit in my heart now, even though, you know, I'll run up on a young one, but still, it just, you know what I mean? That right there, you know, we're in another phase of life, but at least we get to savor it. And they got youth, but we got experience. And I'll take experience any day because, you know, you could get in the mindset of anybody else. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all about the mind, man. And you can do anything you want to do. Ain't nobody too old. Can't nobody stop you but you, period.
Absolutely. And gentlemen, I wanted to say one thing to you. I wanted to give you your flowers while you were here. It's one thing making hit records like a lot of people do now, but it's a blessing to make a classic record, right? So
a historic classic record.
Right. So Tag Team, you created a classic, but you also curated a movement. So have you ever just sat back now? I know it seems simple and a lot of people didn't take the record seriously, But do you ever sit back? Do you sit now and look back on how perfect of a record you created? Just with the Kano I'm Ready sample, the drums, the perfect call and response hook, the video, everything about it was perfect. Do you ever sit back and look at it and go, man, we really crafted a classic record?
Hell no. There's all kind of flaws in that damn record. The 12 inch is muddy. There's just all kind of messed up stuff with that record. I hate it to this day. You know what I'm saying? But people like it, and if they like it, I love it. You know what I mean? And you know, I wouldn't even fix my mind to think no shit like that, because it's, you know.
But people don't know. But people don't know the flaws.
But hey, it does feel good.
It's a blessing, man. That's
it is a blessing. Yeah, that's all it is.
All we did was we just put together a record. You know, I remember, man. I used a MPC, SP1200, and an Emax. I didn't even have to use all that stuff because it wasn't. You know, I just wanted to spread stuff out. And you know, it's like there's sounds that wasn't even in there, man, or there's sounds that you don't even know is in there, man. It's a lot of stuff, man. We got a little dirty stuff up in there, and you know, it was a lot of. We had to switch up stuff. We almost didn't put the record out because we couldn't get it back to normal because he wanted a clean version, and we couldn't get it back to normal. And luckily, we had a friend that had Pro Tools back then, and he was able to do some magic for us. And you know, we almost didn't put it out, man.
Yeah,
got you.
That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. Like, what would the world be without that song?
Hey, man.
DC, what did I say to you when I met you? I was like, I was from Saudi Arabia, and we was all jamming to that. You were like, what? We was jamming to that. That's like my favorite shit. Like, I still know my routine.
Yeah.
That's major.
Hold on. Which routine?
Look. I don't know if I can do it still now.
But you know what? You asked me that. You asked a good question, and I can tell you that the part that never gets old is walking out on that stage with my balls big and saying "Party People," because
and everybody
no matter what, where we are, if it's 2 people or 20,000, it goes down. And I'm gonna tell you guys this. I'll tell you guys a secret. Half the time, I almost faint when I do Party People. I almost fainted at the Super Bowl shit. That would have been fucked up on Shadi.
But that's what I'm saying. But DC, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Every great has one. You can talk to Sir Mix-a-Lot. How does he feel about Baby Got Back? Shadi. You know what I mean? Like, we can do it all day long, but the reality is that I'm a DJ and I'm a producer, and I know that record has saved a million parties. I mean, come on. When the dance floor gets empty, you throw that record on, and it's automatic. So I'm just saying, it's a classic, and salute to you all for making it. Thank you.
Hey, man, we appreciate you having us, and I'm gonna stop preaching because I want everybody to preach as well, because I want to hear what everybody else got to say. So I appreciate all you brothers. I love each and every one of you. You know how far we all go back. And if I don't know you, all you got to do is type in DC Glenn and you can find me and holler at me. I'm here to help anybody who wants to be helped, for real.
You already know, man. But before y'all get up out of here, you got to tell us at least something, a crazy story with one of the guests. Any shows, any show y'all been to with anybody, with Shy, Ra, Kilo, of course. Kizzy, y'all, any moments y'all can remember of performing with them and all that back in the real Atlanta days.
Or in the club while you was DJing.
Right, the club, y'all could have been, you know what I'm saying, VIP, strip club. I know you was in all of them.
Wiz, it wasn't a strip club.
Right, it was Magic City.
All right now.
I mean, there really are no stories because it was just every day. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was an everyday thing. It was a job. You know what I mean? I do feel, I can tell you the special times for me though is when I see these brothers on the street, or remember I see Raheem up at Tape Warehouse and we getting cassettes, or he getting the reel. You know what I mean? To make some new stuff. Or I see Kizzy out. You know what I'm saying? And he just chilling. You know what I mean? Or see Kilo run around somewhere acting crazy and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Pharaoh.
I cherish those memories, man, because you know a lot of us don't hang out together. We see each other, but when we see each other, we end up talking for we talk for hours until one of us gotta go. You know what I mean? Because we all put in work in this Atlanta city and in the Southeast and in this nation. And we dug dirt. We got our hands dirty. We was in the mud, and we did this for Atlanta. Can't nobody say that but us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
Salute to every last motherfucking one of y'all. I love you, and I gotta go to bed because it's past my motherfucking bedtime.
You going to call that good? Hey, you going to call that girl over in Brazil?
Right. Hey, I wish I could.
FaceTime, you gonna go FaceTime her right now?
Hey, I gotta go, y'all, because I gotta get up early in the morning, man. Love all y'all.
Okay.
No,
man, the love is mutual, bro.
You got it.
All right, DZ.
All right, y'all.
Thank you so much. That was Tag Team. DC, you my boy. I love you to death. For all those watching, this is the Stay Vintage Tuned Industry Show. This is an Atlanta legend show, and we're super excited to move on to our next guest. So, Rip, take it away.
Got a little VIP OG homie checking in.
Yeah. So you know, this is the good part. This is really the part that I love, right? So this is the Atlanta Legends edition of the Stay Vintage Tuned Industry Show, and this gentleman, I mean, I could talk for 20 minutes just about him, but I'm gonna try to keep it under 2. So this gentleman gave us hit records like "Shake It" and "Gotta Be Tough" and "In Atlanta," and the first time you ever heard that Pink Panther sample and the Fred Sanford sample. And this gentleman is a legend. This is the foundation of Atlanta.
Fred Sanford.
Fred Sanford, yes. And this is the foundation of Atlanta hip hop right here. So we have the privilege right now, and I would like to welcome to the Stay Vintage Tuned Industry Show, the legendary MC Shy-D.
Yo.
Shake it. Come on. 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 Shake it. I wanted to go out and go to a club, so I got out the tub and put my sneakers on. Yo, that's what you did, D. Oh boy, word is born. Jump in the Cadillac, and got TP, and we drove downtown and picked up LC. And on our way there, I met this girl. She was the finest girl in the whole wide world. But when we got to the club, she started to fake it. I said, get out there and let me see you shake it.
Wow. Yes. MC Shy-D, we would like to welcome you to the Stay Vintage Tuned Industry Show. How you doing, man?
Oh, everything good, brother. Old man ain't got nothing to complain about.
Mr. Jones, how you doing, sir?
Yeah, what's up, Wiz?
Nothing much, man. We out here, man, trying to salute y'all boys, man. Please believe it.
No doubt.
What up, Shy-D? Are
How you
here?
doing?
Are you here in Atlanta right now?
Yeah, I live here.
All right. All right.
I'm in Decatur. You want to come
that's
over my
what's
house?
up. Me too. Where it's greater. Hey.
Decatur,
come over my house?
Yeah, what's up?
Want to come have a drink? Oh,
Yeah, what
I'm
up?
coming over there. Text me your address.
Hey, yo, Shy-D, do you remember one of the most embarrassing moments of my life?
Nah.
It happened with you. You don't remember? So, Yin Yang Twins, you at Club Money's in Macon, Georgia. I'm a radio DJ, And I don't know if it was a yin or the yang, but they smacked my ass in front of everybody. And I'm fresh from New York. Like, people don't touch me.
Yeah, yeah.
And you was like, yo, yo, yo. And you stopped them. I was ready to cut them with the razor under my tongue. And you were like, no, yo, stop that. She's a radio DJ. Don't treat her like that. But I appreciate you because you calmed me down and made me feel good about it. But you don't remember that moment, do you?
Nah, I'll be lying if I say I do.
That man has plenty of moments.
Oh yeah. A lot of women's butt kiss.
Did you pay attention to the song that we just played for his intro?
Oh wow.
So Shadi, this is the Atlanta Legends, edition of the show, and we want to salute you and thank you for coming on. And we just want to, just talk about the beginnings, the beginnings of of Atlanta, and your whole your whole foundation. Can we just talk just a little bit about that early Atlanta and those beginnings for Shadi?
Yeah, no doubt. Well, basically, I was in the streets, because I was from New York, so I was hip hop 100%. And when I heard Mojo on the radio, I said, "Yo, I'm about to make a record." You know what I'm saying? Because Mojo, like I say, you was able to put your hands on him. What I mean by that is you can see Mojo in the street, you know what I'm saying? And Mojo used to be drunk and he was cool as hell, you know what I'm saying? He was cool. So I asked him one day, I said, yo, man, I just want to be down, man. Let me carry the crates, So believe it or not, Cool Collie, Rodney Terry, who DC was talking about earlier, was his DJ. So when I started hanging out with them, basically I was, trying to steal game. So, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, I got to make me a record, and I lucked up.
Got you. So was the first record Rap Will Never Die? Is that correct? Was that the first record that you did?
That's the first record I did.
So talk to us a little bit about that whole process, because I know, you had made a few records independently, then you ended up, signing with Luke, correct? So how did that happen with your first two records, Shadi Is Back and Rap Will Never Die?
Well, I lucked up, believe it or not. It was a lady, she was managing groups on Foresight Records, which is MCADE dad label. Her name was Vanessa Lopez. And
salute Billy Hines.
Yeah, no doubt. So they came to Atlanta for a show when all the Roxanne stuff was going out. So I'm trying to rush it. So basically she stepped to me. I was an opening act for that. And she stepped to me and told me I was good. What was the name of my song? I told her, nah, I'm local. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, my boyfriend owned a record company. Let me go back down here and talk to him and see, can I get you hooked up? And she called me a week later and put me and DJ Man on the Greyhound bus. And we went down there and made Rap Will Never Die.
Wow, that's incredible. So, let me go ahead and just toss this Shadi Is Back 12-inch out there for you. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Just a little bit of history,
Okay.
Yeah, so that's incredible. So DJ Man was your first DJ.
Yeah.
And so I understand that you've worked with DJ Man, DJ Toomp, and DJ Smurf.
Yeah.
So with all legendary DJs, ATL. I mean, this is ATL's finest. So how did you get with Luke? How did it go from the independent to Luke Records?
Well, I did a show with the 2 Live crew. I think we was in Florida somewhere, and my man Fresh Kid Ice stepped to me and was like, yo, Luke, like your stuff, you know what I'm saying? He wants you to come get down with the company. So basically I told him, yo, man, I got about 4 more months on this Foresight contract, and tell Luke I'ma holler at him when his contract run out. And I called Luke up, you know what I'm saying? I said, yo, man, let's do some business. And he flew me and Collie down there the next day. And that's when we went to go make Gotta Be Tough.
So you just had like a single situation at Foresight?
Well, they wanted me to make an album after Shadi Is Back.
Okay, right.
Yeah, they wanted me to make an album, but me and old girl, we started dealing sexually. Me and my manager, Vanessa Lopez, we started dealing sexually, and everything fell apart.
And Rap died.
Well, damn.
Shadi.
I was 20.
Mr.
I was 20. She was 42.
And you was on your Peter, man. You was on your Peter-ish, man.
Yeah, it'll get you in trouble all the time. Nah, but you know, I can be honest. You know what I'm saying? I guess she felt like, you know, she was my manager, but I guess she felt like she my girlfriend too. At the same time, she can start taking my money from me. You know what I'm saying? That's what it came about. You know, it was a situation. I'm gonna run through it real quick. With a big time drug dealer wanted me to do a show in Miami. Man, this dude had money, right? So she charged him $10,000, but she came to me and said, "Yo, I got a show for you with Roberto." I said, "How much I'm getting?" She said, $2,500 or $1,500 or something, right? So the plane was late flying from Atlanta to Florida. So when we got there, my man Eric Griffin was there to pick us up. So he was like, "Yo, man," Roberto said, "Come on, man, you taking too long." You know what I'm saying? I said, "Yo, man, I ain't just getting off no plane, man. I got to take a shower." Rod tell you how many showers I take. Remember, Rod, we used to hit the road? I got to take 5 showers a day. So I needed to take a shower. So to make a long story short, he called Roberto. Roberto said, "Yo, man, when I tell you to jump, you need to fucking jump." I said, "What?" I said, "Nigga, I ain't giving $2,500 this show. What the fuck you think?" That nigga said, "I'm paying you $10,000 this show. You need to jump when I say jump." So I said, "What the fuck you mean 10?" He said, "You need to talk to your manager, your girlfriend, because she ripping you off."
Wow.
So, make a long story short, she came to the house. I said, "Yo, let me ask you a question." She was like, "What?" I said, "How much I'm getting for this show tonight?" She said, "Like I told you, $2,500. So I told her, "You a fucking liar. I just talked to Roberto. He told me he paying you $10,000. So I told her, "Yo, I'm out." Me and DJ Man, we packed up, jumped back on the plane, went to Atlanta, and I fired her.
Boy, you should have robbed her first.
You don't want to do that. So that's how the situation went, Rip. You know what I'm saying? So that's how everything fell apart.
So coming from that comes these projects, right?
Yeah.
This, you know, a couple more of these, right?
Yep.
So okay, so you hollered at Luke, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And now here comes Luke Records, the deal, the videos, and Gotta Be Tough, right? How did that process change your life?
Well, I mean, you know, I didn't know Luke had all that juice, basically. You know what I'm saying? I started really like hitting the road when Gotta Be Tough came out. You know what I'm saying? I started going a little bit up north. I went to DC, I went to Virginia, you know, I started going out to California a lot, Texas and stuff. So basically, I guess Luke, you know, distribution was a little better than Foresight. So I started traveling a little more.
Nice. So, you know, we're talking about Atlanta in the beginnings. Did you realize that there was this, you know, this new sound and this new thing that was emerging in Atlanta at that time? Because you're a part of the foundation of Atlanta's hip hop history, right? Did you realize what was happening at the time?
Nah, you know, when you young, you know, my thing was, I was just you know, I'm coming from New York, so I had hip hop in my blood. So I'm just doing it for the love of hip hop, me being from Browns River Projects. I'm not thinking about where it's going or nothing. I'm just doing it, having fun. You know what I'm saying?
So what made you stay in Atlanta? I mean, you made a record called In Atlanta. So it was like you made a dedication record to Atlanta, which was a classic on the classic album. So why didn't you just go back to New York? What made you stay?
In Atlanta.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's stuff that I was doing down here at a young age, you know, you couldn't do in New York. New York was too wild. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't have a motorcycle. You couldn't have a mini bike. You couldn't have a go-kart. And down in Atlanta, you was able to have all that stuff. So I was loving it down here.
Gotcha.
I can say that, you know, being in New York, Atlanta was like paradise. Everybody was like, I'm gonna move to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go over there for Freaknik. I'm gonna go get me a Southern girl. You know, it's always warm. Like Atlanta was like paradise to New Yorkers, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
So look, for the legendary rumor that's always been going, are you and LL Cool J cousin?
Now you talking about Bambaataa.
Bambaataa.
Yeah, nah, we from the same project. So basically, when I made Rap Would Never Die, he told me, he said, "Yo, let's tell everybody we cousins because it'll help your career." Because, you know, Soul Sonic Force was so big. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, you know, we from the same projects and stuff. So let's tell everybody we cousins so you know your career could get bigger.
I love that. Y'all
I don't know
started
why. I
off
guess
with it
everybody
worked.
thought.
I love
I guess
it.
everybody thought that love from the hat. Where the hat at, man? Can we?
And the chain.
My mom, she saved it. You know, it's probably on my dad's house somewhere in one of the crates.
Got to bring the hat back, man.
Nah,
So
ain't gonna happen, man. Ain't gonna fucking happen, man. Word up, man.
So Shadi, you made 4 albums total, correct?
Huh?
You made 4 albums total. Is that correct?
Nah. I made some albums. You know, nobody knew about them but the K to Georgia. You know what I'm saying? I had a couple of them joints. You know what I'm saying? I put out that I was selling just out the trunk. You know what I'm saying? So I made the Gotta Be Tough album. I made Coming Correct in '88. I made the Comeback with Ichiban, and then I made an album called Recognize, and then I made another album called On the Road Again. So I made 5 albums.
Okay, gotcha. Not 4 or 5. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What was your sound? Was the sound based off of what was happening in Atlanta and Florida? Is that what curated your sound? Was your location of where you were at?
Nah, believe it or not, I was a battle rapper. I mean, you know, you listen to all my records, man. I mean, I'm just talking about battling. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you know, the kind of the up tempo thing came from being down there with Luke. You know what I'm saying? And not trying to be funny, seeing the success that the 2 Live Crew had with all them faster tempo records. You know, I started just being around that. I think I had to start speed my tempo up a little bit. Because, you know, Gotta Be Tough with just a 118.
Right, absolutely. And you always seem to produce the right records and use the right samples, right? Like again, like the Pink Panther or the Fred Sanford or the Brazilian rhyme sample that you use on your album, and even the sample in Atlanta. How did you approach making your music?
Well, basically, it was just me thinking about the songs my dad played. You know, when I was a young kid, you know, he played a lot of Isaac Hayes records. He played some Earth, Wind and Fire. So basically, you know, like we come from the era of sampling. You know what I'm saying? We don't come from the era of the live music and stuff. So basically, whatever song I made, I was just thinking of a sample to go in there. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. Okay. So Shadi, how do you feel about the fact that this whole legacy of Atlanta? You know, how do you personally feel about the fact that Atlanta really runs the music business? You know, from the lifestyle to the making of the music. Majority of the artists, musicians, actors have moved to Atlanta. And how do you feel about the fact that you were a part of the foundation of that? Right? I mean, Atlanta, even in radio people look at what's being played on the radio in Atlanta before they program around the country. How do you feel about the fact that Atlanta's music has basically taken over the whole business and you helped start that? How does that make you feel?
I mean, it's a beautiful thing, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, me, RAHEEM, Kilo, KIZZY, Rock, you know, we can't get our props because they starting this whole thing at Outkast.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So for y'all to do this show that we on tonight is a beautiful thing because y'all waking people up and letting them see that we was before Outkast, me, RAHEEM, Kilo, KIZZY, Rock, you know, 1-5 Posse. You know what I'm saying? Right. There was a hip hop before Outkast, and they really don't give us that love like that. You know, but as for what you're saying, it's a beautiful thing that Atlanta is the music mecca now with the hip hop and stuff now. But I just wish we would get our props. You know what I'm saying?
Now, brother, from one of your own that was a young jit, myself, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I know the real history, and the real history will be televised and told. Please believe it. You know what I'm saying? As long as y'all still breathing, as long as y'all still around, it has no choice but to be told. You know what I'm saying? And I was one of the true ones that was there to see it all. So it's I'm with y'all on whatever needs to be said and spoken.
That's what I'm saying, man, because like I said, I did my thing. Raheem came right after me. He did his thing. Kilo came after Raheem. He did his thing. And then Kizzy Rock came after Kilo and he did his thing. I mean, we all did our thing, but since it was a different kind of music and we wasn't distributed through major labels, most of us was independent, you know, we couldn't get that love, you know.
Right.
So speaking of doing your thing, Rip, you want to go ahead and bring on a man that he's done his thing with plenty of years, and as well as recently.
Absolutely. So again, we have another legend that's on the show right now, who's giving us.
It's not over, Shy. It's not over.
Yeah, it's definitely not. It's definitely not. So we have another legend, you know, that we want to bring to the show. He's done records with everybody on the show, with Shadi, and he has his own hit records that he's made. He is an ATL legend, clearly. So I would like to welcome, and not waste any more time, to the Stay Vintage Tuned industry show, the legendary Raheem the Dream.
The most beautiful girl in the world. VAI, gotta find this girl. Could she be in the GA? I really don't know. She probably at my next show. She bring me roses that she is on the front row. I bet she like that. Eye to eye contact. She throwing kisses at me. I'm throwing them right back. Hit my security. That girl supposed to be with me. Living in luxury. To you, loving me. Beautiful girl in the world. Yeah. The most beautiful girl in the world. The most beautiful.
Yo. Raheem.
Raheem the Dream in the building.
Thank you so much. I've been jamming with Shadi, Buck P, man, and Tag Team, Wiz. I even see my homie Kilo in the background, Kizzy Rock cooling. Look like he got 2 or 3 cigars. Busting them open. I even see Quavo go. Hey, man.
Yeah, man. You know we gotta have the real true OGs, the real Atlanta, man. That, you know, the true pioneers of the game in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? But let's get straight to it, ladies and germs. In this corner, we have MC Shadi, and in this corner, we have Raheem, the MFN Dream. What was up? what was up? How do y'all feel about the whole versus thing? What went down, man? What's y'all take on that? Now we got y'all here, man. What y'all feel about that? How was it for y'all?
Man, I loved it. Actually, when we did it, me and Shadi said before we get on there, we're gonna do it professionally, gentlemanly. We're gonna be on the same show together. We were sitting on the same row with each other at the same studio doing our interviews, and he was complimenting my records and I was complimenting his records.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Shot, what was your vibe on it, man? What's the vibe?
Well, hold up. I want to just repeat what he said real quick because it is kind of hard to hear you, Raheem. So for all those out there listening, basically Raheem said that you guys had agreed that you were going to come up there as gentlemen, and you were going to do your thing with respect and love. All right, that was a quick.
They weren't going Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. And
nah, it was funny because it was funny because before me and Raheem did our thing, you had Kizzy Rock and Kilo bugging out. Boy, they was going at it.
It was Kimbo Spicy, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into that MMA match with them.
Yeah, so, you know, it was funny because, like I say, man, Kilo had me laughing, Kizzy Rock had me laughing. So I told Rob, I said, yo, Rob, man, we got to come different, man. We can't come like that because them niggas, They about to kill each other and shit on it.
Hey, them boys there, man. It was real good energy and goodness. It was good,
Yeah,
man. It was good for the
but
city.
I really wanted us to do it together because I was checking out like the Kizzy Rock and Kilo thing. They sound was messed up. Who was that? Teddy Riley and Babyface. They sound was messed up. And it was messed up because I was studying this thing real hard, man. I was like, yo, man, they gotta be in the same place together because when the audio switch over to another location, it's messing up. So that's when I told Kizzy Rock, because Kizzy Rock put it together for me and Raheem to do this. And I told Kizzy Rock, I said, yo, man, I don't want my audio to sound good and Raheem audio to be messed up, man. So let's work it out, man, when we be in the same place where we got the good audio together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Real,
and Kizzy Rock was my DJ on the set. So I had a DJ mixing and I had Kizzy Rock mixing.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So Raheem, I mean, you've had your own slew of hit records like Short Shorts, Toot That Booty Up, The Most Beautiful Girl in the World. Just like we asked the rest of the gentlemen and other legends on here, talk to us just a little bit about, through your eyes, that early Atlanta, the real Atlanta history. Talk to us just a little bit about it from your perspective.
Man, my perspective, I'll take you back to like 84, 83, when we was going to the Purple Onion.
The Purple
Strip Club. That's before it became
Stewart Avenue.
Oh, now we in the strip club, okay.
That's now Metropolitan.
and Club Montrez over there by the West End.
Yes.
You know, we used to call that the Bullet Wound Club.
Right.
You know,
Bullet Wound and Bullet Wound victim.
Look, the table's leaning, so you better hold your drink at all times. And that's the time when table dance became table dance, and people wondering why they call it table dance. See, at that time, girls actually got up on the table. They climbed on your seat, on your chair, to get on that little bit of ass table.
Yeah,
that's where table dance name came from.
Yeah,
right.
You know, now they dance on the floors. You can't dance 6-inch heels on them little bitty tables. You know, girls was breaking their asses. I mean, it was a whole bunch of accidents doing them table dances.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all music.
So at that stage, we was actually promoting my records. We had 42 strip clubs in Atlanta. 42 strip clubs. And I mean, you can hit the day shift and the night shift DJs. That's because we didn't actually have radio support at that time. They weren't playing nothing unless you was from the East Coast. If you from New York, it was playing Fat Boys, Run DMC, LL, Dougie Fresh. We could not get on the radio except on Friday night. They called it Friday Night Fresh Party. And that was from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. And each one of us got about a minute and a half our record mix, 1.5 minutes. So we were like, how we gonna promote our records? How we gonna get heard? We from here and they not playing none of us. And so we worked the streets. You know, we went to all the clubs, Silver Fox, Nightlife, Star Disco, the Phoenix nightclub. We stayed in the streets because we said, well, we'll go to the people. If the radio ain't gonna play us, we just actually go to the people. And we was pressing up our own music, and we was hitting Bernard Records, Third World Records, Top 10 Records, Super Sounds. We were hitting Earwax, all those Wax and Facts, any place that you can sell records, because all the big chains like Peppermints and Turtles and Camelots, they said we can't order your record unless it's at the major warehouse. We like at the major warehouse, we burning hot in the streets, so we just continue to sell ours directly to the independents until we start getting a demand phone call saying, we need your record. Can you go talk to this music company over here so we can purchase your music? That's the only way we'll be able to get it in our Camelots and our chain stores. So we had to do it. It was a lot of politics back then with radio and record stores. So, you know, that's where we got that, where we'll sell them out the trunk. And we make more money doing it that way because the record may cost us 50 cents to purchase, and we selling them for $5 wholesale. The store selling for 10. So we was making $4.50 on every product we sell. You sell 100,000, you can make you about $500,000 when a major artist had to sell about 2 million records to get that kind of money.
So would you say that actually getting on the radio kind of like hurt your pockets instead of helping it?
No, radio helped my pockets. Radio, because where I was selling to about 40 counties, now I'm selling to 100 counties because I done spread it. Radio get a lot of ground that we couldn't reach, a lot of rural areas. You know, it's some cities that people in Atlanta never heard of. I be doing shows almost every week. You know, 45 minutes from Atlanta, an hour and 30 minutes from Atlanta. Some cities I call out, they say, I didn't know that was a city. But guess what? Those people be on shows and they dance. Man, I got a map full of cities people never heard of. And when I go there, I'm like Michael Jackson, dog.
Right.
Raheem, that's how we met. Like, I was a radio DJ in Macon, Georgia, which is like an hour and a half outside of Atlanta. I actually had heard of you. I was fresh from New York. And the whole radio station started freaking out. They were like, Raheem the Dream is coming. Raheem the Dream is coming. I was like, who is Raheem the Dream? I was confused and scared because we didn't have the internet back then. So I wasn't able to like research you or anything. And I felt so dumb. And I was fresh on the radio when I was 19. I was like, oh my God, what's going to happen? He's going to hate me. He's going to be mean. And I remember you came to the radio. We had a good time.
We did it. You did an excellent interview. And we had a great time, didn't we?
Yo, but that's because of you, though. You were a consummate professional. You were super kind. I was honest with you. I was like, yo, son, I don't know who you are. And you got to come on in 2 minutes. You were like, I got you, girl. It ain't nothing. And your history was amazing. And then when I started seeing what you've done, I was flabbergasted. I was like, how did I not know? How did this miss my radar? Which is really interesting. And then I read your book and I started understanding a lot more about the business and how, you know, it really works and what you guys have actually done and created to this day. People are still following these models straight up.
Right.
Absolutely.
Hey, man, salute, man. Check this out, man. All I want to say is this right. What's up, Rock? You know what I mean? Man, all I want to say is this right here, man. The very first person that ever showed me a royalty check in this business was Raheem the Dream. I never forget an apartment on the south side, $10,000, Atlanta.
Yeah.
I said, man, you showed me that check, bro. That's when I really said, man, I want to do this.
Yeah.
So Raheem, let me ask you this question. Because I truly believe that yourself, Shadi, Kizzy, Rock, Kilo, you guys all set the foundation. When did you notice that Atlanta finally got it and it opened up? When did it change?
I'm gonna tell you exactly when I saw it change worldwide. That's after LaFace Records put Outkast out. They put out another group before Outkast, but they didn't break. That group didn't break like that. When they put Outkast out and the whole world took to them, I was like, you know what? Now we're getting ready to be respected and heard and opened up to get played in a lot of other markets, because everywhere they went, they were speaking Atlanta. And that's why a lot of the country didn't think that it started before them, because that was the first ones they seen nationally get that kind of video and air respect, and because they was backed by LaFace Records. Before that, all of us was backed by ourselves, Ichiban Records, which wasn't nationally. Like LaFace could get you on every video channel and get you on 2,800 radio stations in the same week. Right. You know, that made a big difference. That's why people think it started with Outkast.
So Shadi, do you think that you being down with Luke hurt you? I know it helped you, but I mean, from a perception, do you just feel like everybody just assumed you were from Miami and not Atlanta?
Oh no, it didn't hurt me at all. Luke was a beautiful thing. Like I say, man, Luke took my career from peanuts, you know, took it them lobster tails, you know what I'm saying? Right. So yeah, so
understood. Yeah.
You can't get hurt going platinum.
Word up. Well, I didn't go platinum. I ain't go for the hell no. Shit. I mean, I sold some copies. I think I went gold, but Luke, you know, I was fighting him with the lawsuit, so he was trying to hold the sales back. But I never got a gold or platinum plaque. So I didn't go platinum. That was tag teaming them and shit.
Yeah.
Of course we know that.
I know, I'm just playing, man. I'm just
hey, Sap, Luke had 2 sets of accounting books, huh?
Yeah, he did.
5 heartbeats.
He really did, cause you know, when I
oh man. Took him back to the 5 heartbeats.
Yeah, you know when you know when I went to the love.
I know when they pressed up all the bootleg copies, and I'll tell them about all the goddamn payola.
Yeah, that's what kind of company Luke was running for real, y'all, for real. So
yeah.
I never got a chance to see no gold or platinum. I didn't do it with.
Wow, and that's I always thought you was the first. It was always rumored that you was the first platinum artist out of Atlanta, first platinum rap artist.
Nah, I really wasn't. I can't even tell.
We know you went gold. I will smack it. Everybody gets smacked if you ain't go gold, but you
Where
had
my plaque at though? Where my plaque?
I mean, that's your man, Mr. Campbell.
Hey, Sal, the plaque is the evidence. They can't give you the plaque.
Right. Ain't nowhere in the world. You went platinum in Atlanta alone.
I think I went gold, you know, but I still didn't get it wasn't certified, you know, in the history books. It's just in my mind, you know. I went.
So Shake It didn't go gold or platinum. That's what you're trying to say?
Yeah, they gotta be tough albums.
Ain't no way.
It didn't. Yeah, I didn't get nothing. So.
Well, let me ask you this question, gentlemen. What needs to happen for the true story to be told? Like, you know, so there's been a lot of things out there trying to talk about the rise of Atlanta, the changes in hip hop, how everything changed. And I was right there on the cuff. Like, I came here from New York, and that was when, to me, Atlanta exploded. I didn't even think it was going to happen, but Atlanta exploded. And that's when it started exploding, that's when I started learning about everything that was happening before, you know, meeting Raheem and him breaking it down like, yo, this and that was happening. You too, like, you Shadi, you don't remember me because I was always just that light-skinned girl in the corner, right? But like Bobby Brown, like Yin Yang Twins, like you was with everybody all the time out there.
I got water.
Jules, explain to me what happened. What needs to happen today for the true story to happen? You know, and I think me and Kizzy Rock talked about this a lot back in the day. But what needs to happen? Because I feel like it still has not happened. The story is still not being told, where your voices have still been stifled. What do we need to do?
You need to get somebody like my man. What's my man? Ice, the singer. Ice, the brother on here now, the soul singer.
Ice Buck.
Ice Buck.
Yeah. They need to get somebody like him because, you know, when I chimed in on him, he seemed like he really knew the history of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? They got to get somebody like him that really knows who was out there. Like Mojo was there first.
Yeah.
I was there second, right? You know, they got to really find somebody like to give them the history and take it from them and then put it together. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, why they? Why not y'all? Like, why? Like, it seems like it's a documentary that needs to be done today.
Where you at, OG Atlanta? Where you at?
Do a movie.
Yeah.
Where you at, OG Atlanta?
Hey, we need to do a movie, man.
Yeah, something needs to be real, like a movie or something. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you got to get somebody that really was there I'm talking like from like 81. You know, like when we all got out there and started trying to grind to be rappers and stuff. You know, you got to have somebody that was really there. You know what I'm saying? See, Ludacris and them, they don't know. You know that I know. You know they did the VH1 thing, and then we did the Netflix thing. I mean, even on the Netflix thing, man, you know they went not trying to be funny. They went from me to Kilo.
Right.
Left Raheem all the way up the shit. You know,
right.
That was crazy. You know,
evolution, right?
Yeah, I mean, how, who put that together? How y'all gonna go from me to Kilo? No disrespect to Kilo, but what the fuck about Raheem?
Well, who can write the script? Who can put this together? Like, we can do it, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
they're not. Can y'all hear me? Can anybody
hear me? Yeah.
Hey, Kilo, what up, baby?
Hey, buddy.
I just want to get this out there. Just put this out there. That the reason why the story will never be told because the rich get rich and the poor get poor. If they tell the real Atlanta story, we would get paid. On my cocaine album, when they lease those records or whatnot, those albums or those records are at least $7,000 a piece, every $17,000 a piece. So when they do that to us, all of those Raheem the Dreams, Kilo Ali's, and Shadi's, when they rent the records that built the whole format, that built the pathway, we'll have at least $200,000, $300,000 of money. See, they don't want to see that. That's why they skip us to get to the rich already because they don't have to pay them that. They get them one flat fee of a 20 grand flat fee, 30, 40 grand flat fee, and they can have all that stuff. They got it written like that. But see, with us, man, that'll put us in a. Can you hear me? With us, that'll make us so rich. Because it was just like Sha says, it was a long pieces of time between me and him, and between Rod and me, and between Shadi and him, and between Sam and them. So it's crazy. It'll be crazy when I know I would get rich off that type of subject. You know what I'm saying? So, and everybody else would. So
I'm saying it should just be done. Y'all are here and only you can tell the story. Let's do it.
The movie would cost just for artists us $8 million to give away. So that's gonna be a big movie. So yeah.
Well, not really.
But see here, but
that'd be $8 million publishing.
But let me just chime in here because I think you're all right. But at the same time, the one thing you're not mentioning is that just like New Yorkers, right? The people that are in power now have to be willing to look back and tell the truth and say things like for example, Swiss Beats. He doesn't have to do this, but Swiss Beats out of nowhere says, you know what? I want to start where I can raise $1 million for Kool Herc, Grandmaster Flash, and Bambaataa. Just because.
That's right.
So what I'm saying to you is that the individuals in Atlanta that have the power, I don't know if that's a Jermaine Dupri. I don't know who it is. I'm not trying to point him out, but I'm saying they also have to be the ones to say, you know what? Let's go grab them, tell the real story. Because Kilo, even if it was $8 million, Netflix did a film called The Get Down, and it cost $100 million to do the film.
Right.
$100 million. So $8 million.
I'm talking about this story. I'm talking about Atlanta's story. Y'all
right.
And that's turning it into a motion picture, a documentary style thing. Wouldn't cost that.
When we're talking about a documentary, we're talking about a movie anyway. A documentary is a movie. So it's not for free. And you can't get that story for free. These people are not gonna tell you these stories for free. That's why when Rod got on here and Shadi got on here, saying in the back of his mind, boy, I'm doing this no publishing right now. We're paid artists. So that way you're never gonna get the story without paying those artists for this story, man. Everybody done it. Shaka Zulu did it. Ludacris Manager. He did the one that one flick. Cut us all the way out the money. You know what I'm saying? That really close. Those are rich men. They cut us. They gave everybody a $4,000 check, man, and pushed us aside.
So does that have to do with just like who is getting the publishing? Like, is that what that is all about? Because, you can tell the story without that. You guys are the griots of all of this, right? You are the mouth.
You can tell a story. Yeah. You can tell a story, but these boys should eat. And all the work they have done for it, man, just to hear it, they should be able to eat comfortably afterward, man. To tell that Atlanta story again, everybody should be well taken care of, well settled down, and well massaged to get the true story. Can
I say something? Hold on, we got a real OG Atlanta, man. OG Atlanta, where you at, man? Mr. Quavo. You got to chime in on all this Atlanta stuff, man. You got to, sir.
How you doing? How's all the beautiful legends and all the pioneers on the phone, man? I'm seeing every each one of you. And but I wanted to state that it's a documentary that I have been working on for about 9 or 10 years now. I got some unbelievable footages and interviews and just facts, straight facts. Everything that everybody said tonight, I think was incredible. And it just let me know how on point I am with the documentary. But it's a lot of other pioneers that haven't been mentioned, and they're on the documentary as well. So a lot of people that put finances into this whole cultural movement from Atlanta, and that's the way we taking the that's the way we're doing the OG Atlanta project. Is showing the difference between culture and corporate. See, what has never been divided is those two. It's not that we're saying one is better than the other, but I was actually a dancer. I was one of the first geek dancers, and I had 400 and some people to come in on that. And then it started with Pat and Sleepy. We started dancing. Raheem Dream asked me to dance with him when I was in like the 7th grade. That's how I actually got into my Raheem Dream was one that captured me and brought me into the whole thing. And he took me to a Jarvis Raheem, King J, where we met Kilo. And of course, you know, the Shadi story and all that is true. But the truth of the matter is, it's not in the best interest of corporate to tell the real story. So what I'm doing, me as a person that was in the background with Raheem from his first record, we beating on the fish table. Remember that, Rob?
Yeah, Raheem Fish Supreme.
Yes, sir.
Okay, salute. Salute Jarvis. We see you, buddy.
King J.
Absolutely.
King J.
He's one of all our mentors, and then we felt the impact of the Outcast and all that. But where we're coming from is this money, we had to go get our own money.
Right.
And we competed. So, you know, I managed guys like Cooley C, and I had the organization. I put money behind a lot of other groups that came from behind. The documentary gonna tell you. I let artists tell you for themselves. From Captain Troy to Rashida to that's us right there, baby. So the bottom line of the story is that a great documentary has been put together. And Kilo and a great soundtrack. I would love to get with I already paid for it, baby.
He's already paid for it, baby.
So Quavo, who is on his call is in that documentary?
Joe got them lemon pepper wings, y'all. That's really loud.
She's trying to charge him again.
I couldn't hear you. Oh yeah, you know, I gave her a good tip. She want another tip.
Hey man, y'all boys over there in them foreigns. You know when you're in them foreigns, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, it don't stop, man. Hey, we all finna have foreigns, man, because let me tell you something. It is so much that people don't know about this music industry. It's about to be exposed. Y'all think we're going through a something with the COVID and the quarantine? That's the name of a mixtape we putting out before the OG Atlanta soundtrack. It's called Rap Game Quarantine. There's so much truth on there, it's gonna hurt a lot of people's feelings. And we can't worry about that right now because a lot of our kids have not seen the private school days that, you know, the truth is coming.
What you say,
So
Quavo?
that's all I want to say. Just I asked DJ Wiz to kind of help me with the finalization of the OG Atlanta project because I love the way he has put this platform together. This is something I've been trying to do forever. I started out with a bunch of collages, trying to get Atlanta, the whole entire Atlanta to come together. But because I'm such a person that has supported so many people, plenty of people told me you don't need them. You just tell the story because you, which I was. So, and I'm millions in the hole with this shit. So, you know.
Right. Well, it's truly an act of God for all of y'all to be on here at the same time. So I definitely commend y'all, man, more than y'all even know. You know what I'm saying? But this was necessary, man. We trying to, our whole thing is keeping the culture timeless. And I'm surprised Syph ain't spit it out there yet. That's normally her thing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's what it's all about. Me and Rip, us as DJs.
Yo, Wiz, check it out.
Yo.
I mean, I can't speak for Raheem, Kilo, or Kizzy Rock, but we can sure use the money, man. If somebody, want to give back to us, like Outkast and them, you know what I'm saying? We can sure use the money, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, we getting up there in age, you know, we got a little pride and shit. So we don't want to go work a 9 to 5, even though I do work as a DJ. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what Swiss Beats was talking about, what Rip was talking about with the giving back to the old school rappers. Did you see that?
Right.
Yeah, about giving back to the old school rappers.
Yeah.
I mean, not trying to be funny since they leaving us out all the time. They need to give back to me, Raheem, and us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing now, right? It's a level playing field, like just keeping it all the way, everything, right?
Yeah.
This what this platform is about, so y'all can express how y'all feel, and they can hear it from y'all who was there before all this, because that y'all voice matter the most, whether people want to acknowledge it or not. It's gonna get acknowledged regardless. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all are still going, and Atlanta became, you know, #1 based upon y'all blood, sweat, and tears from what y'all laid down. Y'all done lay down the blueprint of how to be an artist to make it outside of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like Outkast, that's cool, but Outkast ain't the first group to come out of Atlanta. So it's like salute to them and all that, but don't let me get to telling the real truth of that whole Outkast organized everything. That's what I'm saying. So I'm beyond with y'all, and I got the stories, uber stories. So let's ride. Let's ride on all of them, but let's do it in a smarter way, like how Quavo's saying. And I think with it being a level playing field now, y'all can do it yourself. Just like this platform at the start, y'all speaking. So now it's some things we can discuss after the show. Get some business order on everything y'all saying. Get the right team and crew of people in. Get the right stories and create the right marketing things to put it out there. It's just y'all time and y'all wanting to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all still grown men. Y'all got families, all that, but still, like y'all saying, if y'all about it. Y'all is lead by example. Once y'all kick it in and y'all start it, nobody's gonna refuse y'all coming together doing it versus individuals trying to do it on their own. You know what I'm saying? So with Quavo, what he got going, with what we got going, what y'all want to do and still got going, let's bring the real core people together who really could tell the story right. Bring in Nabs, bring in Toop, you know what I'm saying? And people who y'all can still reach. And let's really put the board together, man, and tell the story, because it's the whole world wants it now. And now with everybody having to sit still, bro, Netflix and one of them, that ain't nothing for them to pick it up. Tyler Perry, he'll pick that up. He'll be an idiot not to.
Tyler Perry, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's real spit. So let's make that happen, man. You know, off the grid. You already know. Because, you know, like y'all said, the money needs to come the right way. So.
Yeah, like Kilo was saying, though, I mean, shit. I mean, we ain't getting no money. You know what I'm saying? What you say, Kilo?
You know, it's funny because we got treated right last time with Netflix. Netflix will do it right, though, when you get free. Because I know that me and Shaw just did the elevation of Atlanta, something like this. Well, I forget what it's called, but anyway, we got 17 bands off one song. You talk about actually doing that video with a nigga that got like 9 singles in Atlanta that was popular at 17 bands. Each one of those songs that'll be played or 17.5. So they don't want to do that, man. That's never gonna be stolen. Then they don't go get Sam and Sam. No disrespect to all those other guys that took them out. Who started trap music in Atlanta? Trap music is one of the biggest things going now, man. And everybody knows it, man. Everybody who's in this conference tonight knows that 7 was the first rapper to ever say trap, the word trap, on a song.
I ain't gonna lie though. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, and even if I am, it kind of really don't matter because that's just what it was at the time. To me, the trap sound, as far as from Atlanta, deriving from Atlanta or whatever, because it is a South thing. But if it's Atlanta's the claim of it, right? To me, Eliminator was the first trap sounding record.
On my record.
Nah, that wasn't a trap record. That wasn't a trap record.
No, you didn't hear what I was saying. I didn't say it was a trap record. I said it was a trap. I didn't say it was a
battle record.
No, I didn't. We not saying. We didn't say it was a trap record. Slow down, low key. Slow down. We didn't say it was a
I'm
trap
talking about real
record,
trap
sir.
music. It wasn't a battle. It was a bad record. I ain't know what it was.
No, we said,
what
listen,
it was.
listen, sir. The sound. Listen, the sound. We didn't
Man, we
say
talking
the
about
kind of
trap
record it was.
music.
The sound.
We ain't talking about technique. We talking
Okay,
about
so let me
music.
rephrase it and see if I get a different response. Was Kilo the first trap record out of Atlanta? Keep it funky. Keep it funky. Look, we all here. Since you want to go there.
I just told you what the first trap record out of Atlanta was, man. It was Sammy Sam standing in the trap with a posse of 10.
Okay, that's cool. So we wasn't talking about. Listen, it's my show. You're not gonna win. It's my show. You're not gonna win. It's my show. You're not gonna win. And listen, you're not gonna win. It's my show. So what we're saying is, all we're saying, sir, is it was the trap sound, sir. So we see how you still feel after cut them up.
That ain't true.
This is what's important, though, right?
Feel after cut them up. It's all good.
This is what's important is to get all of this out, because with all of this there is truth, and most people don't know the stories. You know what I'm saying? From the people that did it, the people that were there, and what was going on. There can be interpretations, perception can come in and skew, what is true, but we need to get that word out. And the only people that can do that are the AT aliens. I should have done that because of Outcast. But the people from Atlanta, y'all can do it.
Like Pac said, you and I know what's going on, though.
But we need to go ahead and put it together, organized, and go and get the money, because everybody on this call deserves to get millions for the stories, and the money is out there.
Not to mention, distribution isn't a problem anymore. Now everything is about on demand, and creating is not as difficult as it used to be. You don't need $8 million for this project. Everybody on this call right now's voice could actually make it manifest, whether they have publishing rights or not. You know what I'm saying? So it's about coming together, scripting it, and just putting it out there so that we can, or you can sell it to these places, and it has to be done. Like, it has to be done. Look at y'all. Y'all are legends. Y'all are kings. Y'all are innovators. Y'all have done so much, and it needs to be celebrated properly.
Hey, excuse me 1 second. I forgot to do one thing, you guys. This is Raheem. I have, if you can see it, I'm doing old school, new school mix, right? What I did was I made the new Raheem album, greatest hit. It was called Past, Present, and Future. And I made it like a cassette. It's a cassette, but it's a USB. See that?
Nice. Yes.
Yeah.
Dope.
That's hard. Just pump it like that. So that's the latest on me, and I can't keep them in. I keep selling them out, and that's what's new with Raheem. And I'm also.
But wait, Raheem, how do we get that? Tell us how we can support that.
That's something to tell you, baby girl.
Yeah.
My IG is Raheem Still Type to Death 1. Raheem Still Type to Death 1. That's my IG. My Facebook, I get plenty of orders on there, and that's Micaiah Raheem, MICAIAH Raheem. You pull that bad boy up, and you'll see us shipping out, mailing out to everybody. I mean, this is 3 weeks old, and I got 40 songs on it. 40 songs.
Wow.
We're not playing with them. 40.
Hey, yo, Rip.
Yo.
Yeah.
We still got Kizzy Rock on here.
Yeah, we about to get right to it right now.
We were about to, but
so that's incredible, Raheem. So Shadi, any new projects? How can people continue to follow you?
Well, I'm on Instagram, MC Shadi, and I'm on Facebook. My middle name, Thomas Jones. And I'm still in Decatur at the clubs. I DJ at a spot called Dudley's off Evans Mill in Decatur, Georgia. So old man's still trying to do his thing,
Well, when all this COVID and we get back to some type of normalcy, we need to put together this ATL Legends tour. Everybody.
I mean, we here, me, Raheem, Kilo, KIZZY Rock, all of us here, we just gotta find somebody with some money that believe in us. You know what I'm saying? My man, I hate keep bringing his name up, Ice Buck. Y'all ain't got none of that money from back in the days when y'all had the Rolls Royces and shit.
Pull up the rug and find something for you.
Yeah, man. So yeah, that's all it is, man. We just need somebody with some money, man. To take us out there. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even got to go all over the world. We can just do the South. You know what I'm saying? And
how much money you want? How much money?
No, it ain't what we want. It's what they, for us booking the Coliseums and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Let's put it together. I got some ideas. Let's put the package together. Let's put the package together for the documentary and the films. It's like Quavo got some things going on. I think we can put this thing together right and go after some money, because you all deserve, and Kilo's 100% right. This story needs to be heard, and the money is out there. Let's get to it. You all deserve your fair share.
Hey, yo, Rip, and I'm there. I know where to get the money, so holla at me.
Okay.
Yeah, for real, man.
Seriously.
Like I said, y'all gotta catch us. I mean, they gotta catch us now, man. We getting up there in age, man. I'm a motherfucking hamburger away from a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta make this shit happen, man.
Do I need to buy you a treadmill real quick? What you need?
Yeah, man. I need something, man. I need some liposuction or something, man.
Oh, man, I can't
some colonial silver.
Word up. That's what it's all.
So y'all ain't got to go nowhere, please. Shadi, we love you. Raheem, we love you. You are legends. Don't go nowhere. Kilo, we gonna get right back to you.
Rip, you do an excellent job, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Excellent job.
It's a pleasure to meet you. And me and Shadi, I've had him come to a couple of DJ conferences in the past.
Yeah.
And we got a little bit of history. So he's my brother, man. I love y'all, and it's a pleasure to talk to all of you. I mean, I've been to Atlanta 100 million times. I feel like I live there, and I used to manage the Young Bloods. I used to manage Sean Paul for a little while, and I worked with a lot of artists, and I really respect everything that y'all have done, and I brand manage for Grandmaster Flash right now.
All right.
Yeah, so I deal with a lot of legends. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And I've always felt like the true Atlanta story has never been told, right?
Yes.
And you all deserve, your respect, but you also deserve a check. It ain't no question about it.
Right.
Yes. And we got to figure out how to make it happen. And all I was trying to say earlier was, you would think that the gentlemen, the people that you laid all the foundation, and the people who actually are, making the money off of your hard work would look back and say, okay, I'm not going to just give you my money back to you, but let me bring you into a space where you can have your own opportunity equally, right?
Yes.
But if they don't do that, then we got to go get it ourselves, right?
That's right.
And Hulu and Amazon and Netflix, man, with this pandemic, content is king. So all these documentaries and films and all of this, like, look at Hollywood. Hollywood ain't making a lot of new movies right now because they can't.
Nope.
So everybody needs the content. They need the old stories. They need this, they need that. They should pay for it.
Yes.
But if they're not going to offer to you, we got to put it together and pitch it to go get the money.
First it went from Shadi set it off. How the fuck they gonna go from Shadi to Kilo? That's what said. Look, that's what set it off. You know,
I mean,
but that's facts.
But it was.
I was telling the truth. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, that was just straight up disrespect to Raheem, man, and I didn't really like that shit for real, man. Cause yo, Rod, let me ask you a question. Did they come interview you for the Netflix thing? Did they come do an interview on you? Interview you?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Come on, man.
No.
But see, you know what it is to me? To your point earlier, Shy, about getting somebody like Ice Buck, who knows the people who usually do these, and trust me, I know because I've been in these situations. The people who do these events, these shows, they go and interview people who only know a percentage of the history.
That's right.
Yeah.
They didn't call Raheem because they probably didn't know to call Raheem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Which is bad, right? Like,
bad.
you know, they need to find somebody literally. And and if the gentleman who created that show, if he doesn't know everything, he needs to figure out how to find out everything.
That's what I'm saying. Don't come do no interview and don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm trying to be funny, you know.
But I also say this, and I had the same conversation with Flash, and I'll make it really quick.
All right.
And I salute Quavo for doing it. But if you don't do it yourself, it might not ever get done right.
You got to do it. You guys have to do it, and you can right now. It's easier than ever before. It's easier than ever before. You guys have to do it. You guys have to come together, write the script, tell the story, and the distribution side of it, we can get out there. That's sales. That's easy.
Right.
There's too many places to do that. There's on-demand channels. There's network channels. There's so many different ways to do that. But to get the true story, you have to do it yourself. You have to.
So why don't we just go ahead and make it an initiative that after the call, let's start building over the next few days or weeks.
Yes.
And start putting a plan together.
Okay.
I'm all the way down.
But yo, everybody gotta be on the same page, man.
Well,
y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, hey, hustle.
Everybody on this thing is on the same page.
No, they not. You were just arguing with somebody.
Hey, man, I wasn't arguing with nobody.
I'm just joking.
Hey, I wasn't arguing with nothing, man.
I'm joking, man. But I'm just saying, man.
You set it off.
But Shadi, that's part of the history. Everybody's story is not the same.
But you know what? But check it out, y'all. Check it out. Y'all do understand that all we really need is for Kilo to agree to participate. We go get the money, and when the money's right, we pay out. Then we do the interviews. All we need is an agreement to say he's willing to participate in a film. You can go get the money without the product. You just got to have the letters of intent. That's all you need.
Letter of intent. That's it. Super simple.
So Kilo, I know it's about money, but I understand because a lot of artists from your era, it is about money because you sit back and see all these people making millions off your hard work and they don't give back, or they don't not give back. They don't even look over to you. They don't even acknowledge, like for example, Jay-Z just mentioned the Cold Crush in the song, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because he mentioned Cold Crush in the song, Grandmaster Caz's phone started ringing.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So Jay didn't give him a check, but he looked back and threw something out to the universe and it landed. You see what I mean?
Check this out, man. Let's get back on this real stuff about us getting together,
right,
and figuring out what we're gonna do collectively that we are all connected to right now. That we can, like Rip said, we have to have a meeting, and if we're gonna move forward, we gotta see what's the next move gonna be to get the whole process done, and we have to get it done. Nobody's gonna do it for us. So if we're gonna get it done, it means. And Shy also said the same thing. We got to be on the same page, man. If we're not on the same page, ain't probably gonna work. We're not gonna be able to be arguing and fighting and bickering about some other bullshit. We're gonna either come and do this the right way, or it ain't gonna get done. So let's squash all that bullshit and get back to what this show is about.
Toop and Smurf, and they all feel the same way. You know what I mean? We talked to all of them, Wiz and I.
Yeah, it's long overdue.
Yeah, it's all long overdue, and if we don't. And I'm saying we because I'm on here with y'all. If we don't do it all together, collectively, organized, put it together with one sheets, decks, and pitch it the right way, we're not going to get to the money because they're not going to just give it to you. So, so I'm saying let's make sure that we stay in contact after we get off this call. So let's put it together. So
one thing before you go, we got to move. Like we have to move as one.
All right. So listen. Gentlemen, we thank you for coming on to Stay Vintage Tuned, the industry show. Salute to Raheem the Dream. Salute to Kilo Ali. Salute Kizzy Rock. Salute Tag Team. Salute Shy D. Salute 1-5 Posse. Ice Buck, Wiz, Big Hustle. Thank you all for coming on. You're all, to me, ATL legends. You all deserve your flowers and the money. So let's get to it.
That's right.
All right.
You already know.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate
So
that.
Wiz, so Wiz.
Love to everybody on the call too, man. Especially you, Ra, Ice Buck,
Thank you.
Shadi. We ain't had much
You
of
love.
we had each other a few times. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Kizzy, much love all y'all, man.
All right.
Same to y'all, brothers.
So yo, Kid Wizard, aka DJ Wiz, can you please take us out of here with that brand new Kilo record?
Yeah.
Look at his face.
Hey, who are you talking to? He just now found out about the Kid Wizard.
This is the Stay Vintage Tuned Industry Show. Thank you.
Hey, but look, before it was Kid Wizard, it was originally Little Lee.
See, I didn't.
Sure was.
That was a great dancer. That was a great dancer.
Little Lee.
B Street.
Yeah, Lee from B Street.
Yeah.
No, you already know. But yeah, I gotta say, yo, salute. But I gotta say, before y'all get out of here, man, hold on, man. Gotta say salute to my brother Fly Top, man.
Fly Top.
My
DJ.
Yeah,
That's
man.
my boy.
Need y'all to shout out to him, Rod. Y'all shout out to him in the camera right quick, man. He gonna see the show and all that.
Oh yeah, let me pull. Where I'm at, man.
I was trying to chime in on y'all on the comments when y'all was doing the verses. I was trying to come in and leave some things, man. But yeah, he gonna see this, man. Him and all the team up in there.
All right. Yo, Ty, what up, man? It's your man, Shot D, man. You know how we used to do it on the road back in the days, man. Keep your head up. My son in there, man. You know what I'm saying? So I know what you're going through, brother. Much love to you, man. Salute.
Yo, to my DJ, Fly Tie. You remember back in 1992, we made a record called Fly Tie Mixes of Death. That boy was tight to death back then. Kept cutting it up for Raheem the Dream on the road. That's my DJ. That's my friend. And my little brother down there somewhere with you too, man. Look, we praying for you, brothers, man. Just keep your head up. Stay strong, man. Do what you got to do to survive each day, man. Nothing higher than you but God.
That's right.
No doubt, man. Salute. Real A-Town, real legendary stuff, man. So most definitely, man. Prayers to y'all family, man. Prayers to you, Ra. Mama Raheem, man, and the rest of the family,
Yeah,
man. She definitely shining down on you and everybody. She was everybody, mom. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yeah.
You know how that went down. She was, damn near another Sharon. You know what I'm
saying?
Absolutely.
Hey, Ra.
Yeah.
My condolences to you, brother, because me and you and your mom sat there in that hospital when she was getting her treatments, and I was in there with my daughter getting hers. So,
Right.
Remember that?
Over there at the cancer center, Grady, on that 10th floor.
Yeah, I sat there, me and your mom, she played all them songs for me, man. And
yes.
She's a great lady, man. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely. Thank you so very much.
Yes,
and
sir.
She feel us and she hears us. Doc always rode with me. Mama booked all my shows, did my record deals with Atlantic and Universal. Mama gonna go get that check.
Oh yeah. Oh, the real cookie line.
All right, y'all. I'm out of here.
Okay.
All right, shout out. What's up, man?
All right.
We gotta end it with a little video, man. Y'all gotta watch a little video, man.
Okay. All right, Wiz.
You already know, man. So,
all right.
Powered by Big Hustle. Will you please do the honors of introducing this video, man?
Yeah, this is my main man, Kilo Ali, new song, man, called Tap, man. The video hard, man. He rocking that Powered by Big Hustle apparel, man. Y'all check it out.
Yeah. When I remember this. Till dawn, till 3, you and I. Andre. Oh boy. Yeah, that's great. Till dawn, till 3, you and I on the beach, ball home in the sand. What about us, girl? Till dawn, till 3, you and I on the beach, ball home in the sand. What about us, girl? Taboo.
Back in boy, remember time when we fell in love. You remember time back in boy. Yeah. Government projects, gadgets in me. I just burnt one. I'm practically leaving. I ain't gonna keep on trying to convince y'all to remember me. Algebra mixed with bullshit when you count on me. I ain't wanna spit this pimpin', I ain't wanna get this pimpin' away. I gotta give you pimpin' slices of my pimpin' days. You would be amazed, welfare checks and game of spades. Do you remember tabs? Do you remember those days? Hold me down, sand in the beat town. I just wanna know, do you remember me now? Lay the rap down, strictly lay the dick down. West side's on one, beat town. Remember time when we fell in love. You remember time back in boy. You remember time when we fell in love. You remember time back in boy. Yeah. Till dawn, till 3, you and I on the beach, ball home in the sand. What about us, girl? Till dawn, till 3, you and I on the beach, ball home in the sand. What about us, girl? My trap walking star, keep me walking through the now. All that gutter bullshit, this disease in the ass shit. How many niggas got to die at the hands of the police? How many niggas are denied to breathe at the hands of the police? Throw me out of my history and take away my dignity. If I ever see the devil, I'm glad that you showed me. And the projects that's in me, no weapon against me should ever make me fall or believe you can beat me. Hey, time when we fell in love, you remember time back in boy. You remember time when we fell in love. You remember time back in boy. Yeah. Till dawn, till 3, you and I on the beach, ball home in the sand. What about us, girl? Till 3, you and I on the beach, ball home in the sand. What about us, girl? Till dawn, till 3, you and I on the beach, ball home in the sand. Till dawn, till 3, you and I on the beach, ball home in the sand.